Welcome back to another week of Long and Hard. We are joined by
Mr. Jim Kerr.
Jim Kerr, short for
Kersey?
Jimothy.
Jimothy?
I think that's right. James,
James, I guess. I guess James
I
would
think
be
it's Jimothy, actually.
Jimothy?
Yeah, so
Jimothy Cricket?
yeah, but we had Jim Kerr out. Jim is a local stand-up comedian.
Triple threat.
Triple threat, yeah. Stand-up
yeah.
comedian, rapper, hip-hop artist, and podcaster as well. So a real renaissance man.
Yeah.
And he was kind enough to join us for, good old long and hard time.
Yeah.
What do we talk about on this one, Josh?
We talked about baseball and cheating in sports.
Mm-hmm. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah,
and that applies to lives and relationships too. So, just kidding.
Talked about a lot about comedy, for sure.
Comedy. Jim's career and come up specifically.
Yeah. Music, producing, like producing is what I meant to say.
Yeah,
but
and got into, also went on a huge tangent about the city of Edmonton and bicycles and bike lanes and our future automated overlords. So yeah, no, it was a great episode, and be sure to check out Jim. His Instagram is @Kersey, and we'll have a link to the YEGs stand-up account he does, as well as his hip-hop album and podcast and stuff. So yeah, good old time. So thanks again to him. And do we have anyone sponsoring the show this week, Josh?
I think this week we're going to do Like Grandpa.
All right.
Like Grandpa is all of your beard care needs.
And grooming.
Because I guess they do razors too, but what the fuck are those?
What is a razor?
So go check them out.
No idea what that is.
Go check out our episode with Ken. Can't talk today. Ken from Like Grandpa.
Yep. Excellent, great local company. Check him out. Lots of good advice in that episode. Talked about his story as well. And then be sure to check them out. I'm sure they'll be at the farmers markets around town. And we went on a big shop local thing, so I would say shop local, especially this holiday season. And Like Grandpa would be a great spot to start for any esteemed bearded gentleman in your life.
Stocking stuffer.
What he said that. And without further ado, let's fire it up here with Mr. Jim Kerr.
Have some laughs.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, there we go. Okay, video's in. So.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Have you experienced that actually on that topic? And maybe this is a loaded question, but just with the comedy's always been about, well, comedy and kind of pushing boundaries, if anything, that's almost a free speech kind of place or whatever.
It totally is.
You're poking fun at the world, and you're maybe saying things that people don't have the gauze to say, but everyone does have to be sensitive, I guess, about what hurts feelings, etc.
Totally.
Offside jokes, and
there's the odd time where the bar manager will be like, hey, maybe next time
don't do that one.
If this person could avoid this, or people could avoid rape or something, and that's a fair enough comment.
Okay.
I get the freedom of speech and stuff, but it's well, sure, also great, but
there's kind of give and take with everything.
You can also just not,
Yeah.
I
think it totally depends on what room you're in.
Yeah, totally. And I think you have to, in a way, earn the right to make those impactful type jokes where people can say, I know this guy and I see what he's trying to do. Or if someone just walks up on stage and is just abortion, and people are like, whoa, that was
wow, he came out hot on
and
that
then people
one.
are like, oh, I'm too raw for them, or whatever. No one's ever said that to me. But
they probably thought it afterwards.
Yeah, but I think there'd be instances where someone's going down a path where it's like, hey, we're running a show at this establishment. If they don't want us to talk about rape, okay.
It seems like a fair enough request.
Yeah, you can't use the word the. I'd be like, hey, stop restricting our
the.
that would put a big hole in my set,
Yeah. Pause every single time.
Yeah. Beep.
Yeah.
I think at the higher levels, though, you get like the Dave Chappelle's.
I was about to
and stuff
say,
like that. Like
it's-
that's a guy who like culturally has earned. Yeah,
or Bill Burr as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Get
yeah.
guys that have like that have through their work have
Yeah.
earned the trust to say these things.
Exactly.
And some people will like with the latest Chappelle special.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of people who are up in arms about it, but I watched it and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
and all of the offensive paths he went down, he did so in a very like well scripted way.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, very
And
well
so you can't-
articulated.
It's not like he
Yeah.
actually said what he was talking about. He just kind of like alluded to
Some
it
Yeah.
in the way that
insinuations.
everybody knew what he was talking about.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know? So
The one part that sticks out is where he was talking about like he couldn't say FAG on a show or something. He
Right,
said, well,
right.
You can't say that. And he's like, but I can say the N word. And she said, well, you can't say that word because you're not, one of them. He's like, but I can say the N word, and that's not offensive.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, yeah, because you're. And he's like, well, but I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah. It was
And it just shows you like what a big. That's a big gap.
kind of a
right there.
weird,
Yeah.
kind of alluded. But he articulates it in like a fun way where everyone
In
laughed
such
at
a
the story, right?
well-calculated,
So,
great
yeah,
way, and
yeah.
he's always done that.
Yeah.
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 And so, I think it takes work to be able to do it in a way that
Mhm.
you're getting your point across rather
Yeah.
than just like offending people hearing the buzzwords and being like, nope, not
Yeah,
listening.
yeah, exactly.
enough.
Well, and those guys are ultra famous comedians. They're far enough along that if they have the gauze to do it, but also if they get the pushback, they're in a position that they'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
So if you're kind of more of a local comic or whatever, like still,
Totally.
like you have to. There's a fine line where it's
pick
yeah,
your battles.
Yeah, pick your battles.
Totally.
Exactly,
If you're not funny enough to do it through comedy, like run for office or something.
sure.
Like get your ideals out that way.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
a
just
good
want to give
solution.
speeches,
Yeah.
there's a whole realm for that.
Very true.
If you can do it in a funny way, be a comedian.
There you go.
That was that was insightful.
Very
Actually.
eloquently
Yeah,
put.
yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we were alluding to that. We just didn't say.
Yeah.
There you go. Clever.
Oh boy.
hmm
So you're in communications with the government, though, but
I
not
am.
in the political side. We were just talking about
Correct.
this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm a public servant.
Yeah,
A member of the public service.
Right.
you're right.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right. Do you like? So for kind of a corporate environment like that, is there any issues with being a comedian as well? Do you kind of keep it separate?
Well, I think I'm not going out there being like this
Really
provocative.
edgy, yeah.
And so I think with free speech and everything, you have to consider your situation.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
am I such a free speech warrior that I think I should be able to go on stage and say
Wait,
any word that
yeah.
comes? I don't know. Definitely not.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I have to be like mindful of what I'm saying to a degree, so I don't I don't make political jokes really, because
Yeah.
what's there to fucking say?
Yeah, exactly.
That
There's
hasn't been said 100 times already.
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's kind of my thing too, right?
It's more
So,
sad
yeah,
than
yeah.
anything right now. So
This is true.
I did
kind of
get
just
all over
beat
the
up,
blackface
right? So-
stuff though.
Oh yeah.
I was all over that. Yeah, because that was hilarious.
Yeah. that was like a little ridiculous.
There are some
honestly.
people who are like, can I put on blackface for Halloween and be Justin Trudeau?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I thought what the funniest costume would be to like flick a black paint on yourself and be Justin Trudeau after a shower. But that's what I thought that would be the best. What are you? Like, oh, did I not get it all? Dale.
That's good. That's
No, but
good.
I have a whole like charcoal masks bit, and so that it had kind of gone off to the side, and then this all stuff happened. And I was like, yes,
Perfect. Yeah.
Just like that. Just picture
That's
the
awesome.
legions of white women across the country sitting in their living rooms, just like, that's terrible. This guy's a racist. And it's like, bitch. Like, actually, Jim, it's an exfoliant. But dude, you go next time
That's
you're in the
good. That was
grocery
good.
store, go in the pharmacy area and look for where they have those it's a line of like 10 white chicks with black stuff on it. Like it looks like the most racist part of Save On Foods. but for some reason it's like, well, it's about, it's skincare. So one comic,
Okay. It's okay.
it's fine. Yeah.
That's good, but also raises a semi-interesting point where it's right.
That's kind of it's my social commentary.
Yeah.
Is how come white women get to wear blackface? Justin Trudeau should have said he was just exfoliating. So
I saw this one meme because in Dragon Ball Z, there's a character that, like one of the
Oh yeah, who's like a shadow. He's like
he's a shadow.
Oh, yeah?
And the caption, it was that meme that's going around that's like, I'm gonna tell my kids. And it's like, in 2050, I'm gonna tell my kids this was Justin Trudeau.
see, there was so many good angles to hit that at.
Yeah.
so true.
A comment gave me a tag the other day. It's like, well, what's the difference between a blackface and a charcoal mask? It's like, well, one gets rid of blackheads and one really pisses them off. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
Why do people get to wear those? They come in other colors as well.
That's true.
Like,
they come in like white.
They come in every color, I think.
Do they?
Well, I mean,
I don't
it's
know,
just
but isn't
dye,
it-
I think. But
it's
I
like
thought
charcoal.
charcoal's
right?
black.
yeah, but I'm sure they all do this. Like, what are we? It's just a creative way to wear blackface, and it would, like, it's all over social media.
Yeah.
Like the boxes on the, like, at Save On or whatever, they kill me. Like there's like 10 of them, and you're like,
Mhm.
what?
Yeah.
What neighborhood am I in?
Awesome. Oh man. That's good.
Skincare,
That's
the
good.
ultimate defense.
Yeah. I'm just taking that in. That's good.
Hot towel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you
Probably
go.
works fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe take better care of your skin, between charcoal masks, and you won't need one.
Well, women always come out of the shower wearing the towel over the head.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, they're just bad people.
Yeah. Terrible people.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you dry your hair like that?
How dare you?
Oh God.
You have
That's awesome.
stolen my child.
My towel.
Am I missing a reference?
Greta.
You have
the-
stolen my
Oh.
childhood. How dare you?
How dare you?
There we go. Okay, thank you for explaining it for me.
2 out of 3 of us thought that was really fun.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, and I ruined it. Sorry, guys.
Did you follow the WeWork thing? You know what WeWork is?
I like vaguely followed it,
Okay.
but I don't really know.
So it was supposed to like IPO and it tanked in value.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like
That was like
40
a like shared workspace kind of
Yeah,
idea.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. So it's supposed to be worth like $45 billion. It's worth like less than 10 now.
Oh man.
So they were supposed to IPO, and there was like this like Wall Street meme page, and they're saying, "You have stolen my dreams. I will never get to short this company to zero. How dare you?" And it was just a picture of her. It was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. What set that all off with that, where everyone clued in all of a sudden and was like, hey, wait a minute, this is a terrible business model. Why is this worth so much?
The fact that there's like $150 billion in outstanding loans, and the company's worth like,
Is it? Oh man.
yeah.
And then what happened with the CEO? There was some accusations.
He was also, I don't know, he smoked a lot of weed. But
Because part of the issue too was all the stock he had sold was kind of BS. Like, he still retained massive control of the company. And
he was
most of it-
trying, he was trying to like develop the corporate structure so that his family,
Yeah.
after he passed away, would have 100% say of who the next
Oh wow.
CEO would be. There was a bunch of
Mhm.
interesting shit that was going down.
Yeah.
So he sold the WeWork trademark, like $5 million to the company. He owned the trademark.
Oh.
He owned a bunch of buildings that they were leasing out of. So there's a
Oh,
bunch
really?
of
I didn't
conflicts
even know
of
that.
interest
Yeah,
in there.
that's
Yeah,
interesting.
those little things
Yeah.
would make me.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. And the public is getting smarter too, because all of this stuff is out there, right?
Right.
So people are like, I'm not going to invest in this company, and couldn't IPO, and all of a sudden, companies.
Yeah,
worth-
it's crazy how the value can change
Oh, yeah.
overnight.
Oh yeah.
Like, did you see Elon Musk took a bit of a
Yeah.
he took a bit of a hit.
His
truck. Yeah, his net value
Tesla's
dropped almost
like 700 mil or something.
Yeah.
It was because Tesla stock took such a dive or whatever. So he
Did you see the truck thing?
I did see the
like
truck.
their indestructible truck, bulletproof glass, and an engineer hit it with a rock. It
Yeah.
was just like, oh,
To be fair, it was a metal ball bearing.
a
but
metal ball bearing,
yeah.
but it's supposed to
Yeah.
withstand a bullet.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And I saw the toss. He didn't like. He just kind of gave it a nice.
It wasn't like he like wound up a lot.
No.
No, it was a little lob.
I wonder if he still has a job.
Yeah. You didn't
Like, oh,
use
we've
the paper ball.
I want to say the guy actually designed pretty much all their cars, so I think he's okay. I think he's
Maybe.
I think he's bulletproof
He's
himself.
been
pretty-
relocated to the office in Siberia.
Yeah. Yeah, the Tesla work camp. I mean, yeah.
Oh, you got the video there? The truck looks so interesting.
Dumb.
Yeah, it looks dumb.
It does look
Someone
dumb.
was like, those like, meanwhile in Alberta,
Yeah.
it was jacked up with a bunch of stickers on like Pro Oil with huge, even bigger
I said
tires.
to Thomas, it looks
Yeah.
like the Warthog from Halo.
Yeah, a little bit. Eh?
It's not a nice.
No, they should put a gun on the back
if
of
you
it.
What's
They
that?
should put a gun on the back. At
Yeah.
least.
yeah,
Oh, and-
yeah, exactly. So you can just stand there. Right?
Yeah.
See the quad that goes in the back?
No.
Yeah.
You can actually hear Elon say, "Oh my fucking god!"
He's like, well, it didn't break.
Fair enough.
It's like, okay, that is fair enough, but
But why are you designing this truck to be indestructible?
yeah.
What sort of zombie
It's gonna be the official truck
Who's
of Mars.
going to get groceries and is like, man, I hope I don't get
Yeah.
shoot away.
There are some rough neighborhoods in America there,
I
Thomas.
guess,
Yeah, that's true.
but where they choose to drive Teslas. But there were like early concept images or whatever, which are probably like fake, but it looked
Way better.
more like what you would probably expect
Oh,
it
yeah.
to.
It
That
looked
was
way
so
better.
ridiculous.
That looks like Edmonton's library.
yeah, yeah,
Like
I
the
did see
Edmonton
that. I did see
library
that,
version
yeah.
of like a cool truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like, in back in the day when you played like a video game on your computer and your computer was shitty, so you had to turn the frames down all the way or whatever. So it was just like blocks, like GTA 3.
Yeah, it looks like a bad video game.
Yeah, exactly.
The comments on the videos are
Pretty good.
fucking
Are they? Oh
They're
god, I
pretty
bet.
Honestly, the comment section of videos are 90 times.
See, yeah, that
Yeah, that was
was
a lot
like some
cooler.
early.
Oh yeah, way
That would
better.
make way more sense.
Yeah.
But anyways,
It's a lot more sleek.
Comment sections on videos 90% of the time better than the video themselves.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty like nasty part of the
pretty
internet.
bad place.
It's a pretty bad place.
It's an enjoyable place to be though. If you have a sense of humor,
Well, yeah.
you can just sit there being like,
Yeah, like wow.
See the quad that goes with it?
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Is that real?
Yeah, that, like,
Where would you put your groceries?
that, I don't know.
Yeah,
No, back seat.
in the quad, I guess.
Yeah, or they have like a camping setup too. That's pretty sick. I'm a big fan of that.
That's
the,
pretty sweet. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
the highest
Like
level,
people who own a Tesla camp.
I was about to say, if I was at a campground and saw that truck drive by, I'd think someone like just Terminator like
Yeah.
whoop, whoop, like comes into the future in the middle of the forest or whatever, right? Like, yeah.
Imagine being one of those people that actually live in the forest and have never,
And you see that, and you're
and
like,
you see
"Oh,
that, and it's
Jesus.
just, oh,
Oh,
they're
like-
advancing quickly.
Like the village or whatever, like that M. Night Shyamalan movie or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's old. I don't think I've even seen the whole.
Like, wouldn't you think you would just like shoot the shit out of that vehicle before you open the curtain?
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Hilarious
like
part
a little bit of testing.
was he said that the metal was bulletproof, and some guy in the fucking crowd, you can just hear, "Shoot it!"
Yeah, like, that's great. But honest, why are you bringing up that it's bulletproof if you're not going to shoot
Yeah,
it with a
that-
bullet?
Exactly.
Do these big companies not have rigorous
like-
testing for
Like,
anything?
dude, I can fly. Watch me run. You're like, what? I want to see you fly. Yeah.
Nah, I can do it though, but yeah.
That is also Tesla in a nutshell, though.
Shoot it.
It's pretty good, man. That is Tesla in a nutshell, though.
It was nice that Alberta was represented at the unveiling. That sounds like,
The-
fucking
Texas.
shoot it, bud.
Who sent someone from Alberta?
With a flamethrower.
Yeah,
You know what Elon's reply to that was? We are in the state of California.
Are they not very gun friendly?
Oh, California is super ungun friendly.
Right.
Pretty
that's pretty sure.
left leaning.
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
There's also more people in California than there is in Canada.
Yeah, that's wild to
Yeah,
me.
it is crazy to
It's
think about.
really
hey?
crazy to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
That one state has 50+ million people and we have 30 something.
And,
We're
and
like
physically,
flirting with 40.
physically, we're far, far, far bigger.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Tokyo has more people than Canada in one city.
What?
100%.
Oh man, that's nuts.
Yeah. That's
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well here.
Isn't Tokyo like 40 million people or something
I
crazy?
think it's like closer to 60. I'll Google it.
Oh, baby.
That's wild.
This is what he's here for.
Yeah, there you go. Google says
I thought it was like 40 something.
it'd be nuts to be around like in that dense.
Dense,
of
yeah.
of
Oh, you're like
population.
sitting on Thomas's lap.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, that wouldn't be so
Well,
bad. Want to go to Tokyo?
and
man?
then Josh sitting on top of Jim's lap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
exactly.
That's right.
Actually, it's not as many as I thought. 15 million people in like on one city.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
still a lot.
But is that
Yeah.
Tokyo proper? Because there's probably like a...
Tokyo metropolis.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so the
yeah.
surrounding area
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
15. Still, okay, so
That's
half
half of
to a
Canada,
third
yeah.
of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even I've met people from Ontario who are like, so I'm kind of like, so what do you think about Edmonton? They're like, well, it's nice because there's literally no traffic. And then, but I live close to 109th, which is a fairly congested area,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of like, oh man, traffic. But it's like, oh no, I guess in the grand scheme of
You can only
the
be
world.
mad about the traffic that you experience, though. You can't
Yeah,
be like,
exactly.
oh man, the traffic in New York's terrible, but I'm
Compared to
on 109th
here,
Street.
yeah.
So, well, I guess I should just
I should be
happy
grateful.
with it.
Yeah, what I have.
Shut up.
Well, Alberta was talking about coming off like the federal pension
Yeah.
plan going to a provincial level.
Yeah, I
and he was
saw
like,
that.
and the argument was, well, Quebec does that, but Montreal has more people in one city than Alberta has in Alberta.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like
Interesting.
perspective
Yeah,
levels.
it's not the same.
It's not
Yeah.
the
Said
same.
another way.
It's not the same.
Although there was a funny Alberta-Quebec moment. Quebec, this weekend, Quebec's facing a major
Propane
propane
outage?
shortage
Yeah.
because of the trains. And Jason Kenney, to his credit, was like, we have this technology. It's called a pipeline. And if you let us build one, we could give you all the propane. I was like, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
That teed him up pretty easy for that, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, oh, government, we can't have a shortage of many days. Our propane is almost out. Fix this problem. I was like, well,
Nope.
well,
Hate to say I told you so, but
Yeah.
all right.
Told us so.
Yeah, hate to say I told us so, but
but I was like, okay, that's a pretty good burn. I like that.
Yeah, because the
Like,
CN,
we have this technology that you'd be very interested to hear about.
please tell us.
because the CN, there's a strike going on or something.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
they actually laid off 1,600.
They laid off a lot of people.
Yeah.
CN.
Economy not
Economy.
good.
Economy equals bad.
Workers mad.
Yeah.
Workers mad. Economy bad. Companies sad.
Yeah. Yeah. That pretty much sums it up. If you're behind on the last 5 years of economics in Canada.
Shipping less.
Why?
Trains not needed.
Chew.
Grug mad.
Why say many word when little word will do?
Agree. Beat that.
Yeah. Yeah. That was an Office reference. You wouldn't.
Yeah, John
No.
across the office.
Yeah. Josh doesn't watch TV. Pretty sad. Pretty sad.
That's why I'm a caveman, guys.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a caveman.
Yeah.
They
Anyways.
had more than just not TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or less than just not TV.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
They had tablets though.
oh.
Oh.
Nice.
Boo.
That was good. That was good.
Boo.
Boo.
We need a live studio audience to authentically react to that. Just start throwing stuff from over there. So
Tomato hits me in the side.
yeah, man, we almost need that feedback system from the Middle Ages, where when you're up on stage doing something and if people don't like it, they can not only heckle and boo you, they are encouraged to throw their old produce at you.
Their old produce. Yeah.
Like,
I let stuff go bad all the time. This is right up my alley.
I mean, you would literally go to a public event. You must have had a bag of like, all right, kids, grab the sour cabbage just in case this guy sucks.
Just in case it's bad. Like, what?
But then you're almost like looking for it. Like,
How much preparation are you doing it for when it's good?
You know, I was gonna say even if it is
You
good,
got a bag of flowers over here and a
exactly,
bag
right.
of produce here.
I mean,
And
even
like,
if it is good, I'm probably gonna throw it.
Yeah.
You know, like
What?
Yeah.
It's rotten.
in my
What am I gonna
hand.
bring my rotten tomatoes home?
No.
yeah, these won't keep till next week's show.
It's an interesting idea, you know? Like, hey, guys, we don't like this. Let's pelt them with fruit.
Yeah. Let's throw our chicken wing bones at him.
And you know, back then, food was more scarce than it is now. So that's a real, that's a real
That's a real
statement.
fuck
That is
you.
a real fuck you for
Tomorrow's lunch, you suck.
Yeah.
Remember
the shoe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, that was good.
shoe at George Bush?
Who throws a shoe?
I mean, really.
Just like over the top.
I totally forgot about that one.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Man.
That's
Nice. Good thinking, Spencer. Solid clip. solid
Producer, good.
clip. Funny.
throw shoe.
Ha.
Throw shoe at Bush.
Okay, I know Josh asked you this before, but just for on-air's content's sake, did you have any shows this weekend or anything? Or
I
no?
did not. No,
No?
no, just took a little relax.
Yeah.
I'm actually going on vacation next week, so I've been
Oh,
off
nice.
work since Thursday, so just kind of
Nice.
living my life.
Oh,
It's
sick.
my girlfriend's birthday on Friday, so we did a bunch of stuff, and
Awesome.
So-
Where are you going, or is it just?
we're going to Palm Springs for a
Oh,
week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then
Very
we're gonna
nice.
drive to Vegas for a night or two. Check out some desert scenery.
Yes. Hope. Drive past a hotel, stay there the night. It's not there when you come back, sort of thing, right?
yeah,
So-
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. No, good stuff. So are you like, because you seem to be doing comedy nightly during the
Yeah,
weeks,
do it a
right?
fair
So,
amount. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still like a year and a half or so in, and so I'm not really I'm not necessarily making money outside of the shows that I put on.
Right. Okay.
We make
Yeah,
a little bit of money there.
Gotcha.
but,
So
yeah.
still kind of open micing.
Yeah,
grinding it out
totally.
sort of thing. Or,
Totally.
Yeah.
And I sort of I tried to get involved in a bunch of shows so that
Yeah.
I would kind of have that and be
Yeah,
able to
no, I
give
get it. I
myself
get it.
more
Yeah.
opportunity, give myself a chance to host here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean
That makes sense.
I think it's a long journey from what I understand.
Oh yeah.
And
Absolutely.
from what I feel every other night.
Oh man. Yeah. 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 Damn. Like props to you guys. So why did you get into it? Because
Yeah, you know
especially
what?
so recent.
Yeah, so I had, I'm a hip hop musician as well,
Yes,
and
yes.
I a couple of years ago I decided to start.
And you've been doing that for longer than
yeah,
the
for
comedy.
Yeah, for maybe like a year longer.
Okay. Yeah.
As far as
Oh,
like
really?
actually
Okay.
going and performing, it had been a hobby
okay.
for a long time, and I
Oh,
decided
okay,
to put
gotcha.
out some music and then start to perform more regularly.
Mhm.
And doing that, I was kind of like I was expecting to get all these nerves when I was going on stage. Because that's how I'd lived my life to that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the first time I went up, I didn't, and I was kind of like, I remember thinking during it, like, it's gonna hit me sometime probably. It'll punch me in the dick in like 5 minutes in the middle
Yeah.
of this set,
Have to run off.
because
to
it
the
just
bathroom.
wasn't expecting to sort of not feel. And I think part of it might have been just putting music out. It's out there, and so
Right,
there was
yeah,
maybe
kinda
like a
that-
liberating factor of that,
Absolutely.
where you're just
that
kind of like
fear
"Ah."
of judgment, you're kind of over it
Yeah,
in a way.
and I had taken a long time to get to that point, so
yeah.
I trusted the stuff that I had put out.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I'd been performing a little bit, and then I saw like an ad for this comedy like workshop class at the Grindstone Theater, And I was just sitting there at work on a break, of course. Taxpayers, my constituents. But I saw this ad for a stand-up class, and I thought it was just one of those like kind of whim decisions. I thought, oh, you know what? I'll sign up for it. It was like 8 weeks.
Right.
It was basically just regularly going up in front of your classmates and trying to, so really taking the first step of like, all right, I'm gonna fucking go tell a joke
in front of people to a room.
It was nice in that sort of, it was a much controlled
kind of
setting.
a protected, controlled.
Totally.
Yeah.
Where you get to just eat shit and be like,
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think it's really important to be comfortable in that pocket of uncomfortable uneasiness.
Yeah,
because
absolutely. Because you're gonna
up there all the
find
time.
yourself there eventually,
Yeah.
right?
So once you're comfortable in that space, you don't panic and you can sort of just work your way out of it. And I'm still, getting to that point myself. But I saw this class and I thought I'll take it. And then I started to go to the Urban Tavern mic on Sundays.
Yeah.
And
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and I started to go there, and then eventually started to go to a few more shows. And once you get to know the other comics, they'll you can get on their shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then partway in, I was like, I think I want a show, and it was just as easy as having some relationships with a venue and kind of getting it started. And then I was like, what about another show? Like I could, someone linked me up with someone from Century Hospitality Group, and I did a series of shows for them. Yeah, and all of a sudden it was kind of like, oh well, I'm a player in that sense on the comedy scene, and able to create some stage time for my new friends, and able to put some money into the hands of headliners, and so my sort of background in communications and media and stuff sort of lended it to that. But yeah, that's my origin story.
Okay,
and I was enjoying it. I was seeing myself grow. Natasha Lynn Miles is my co-host for One Night Stand Up, and we took the class together. So we sort of, we had a little crew almost to start with, and that makes it easier to go do a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Edmonton has an insane comedy scene that I didn't know about, and I love stand up and laughing and all those fun things.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had no idea, but there's a lot of like really, really high caliber comics in Edmonton. And
we're
it's
slowly learning and getting exposed to it and stuff. So, and there seems to be quite a few good nights and stuff like that kind of a community that sort of stokes the coals, like breeds that talent, if you will.
Well, there's a lot of new comics coming up that are really good, and like it's really cool to see. In my relatively short time in that scene, it's cool to see the different faces and the comings and goings. There's lots of Edmontonians who are over in Toronto now doing comedy, and it's a really cool thing to be a part of.
Awesome. So is that actually a thing? Like Edmonton does have a better scene? Like, do you know comics in other cities who have said like
outside of like Toronto and maybe one or two other cities, Edmonton's is right up there.
Oh,
and
really?
What's been really fun is as comics come through town, they'll reach out to the different showrunners like myself and be like, oh, I can get you on here and here, and so sometimes they'll be hitting 3 mics in a night, and they're like, what is this place? Kind of thing.
For sure.
And they enjoy our scene, and so they tell people when they go back to Toronto or whatever. We've had a few like leave, these big posts like, thanks so much for all the like
hospitality.
Because there's a lot of cool stuff happening here, and a lot of like really fun people to like a lot of really fun comics to hang out with, and
gotcha.
So it's kind of cool in that sense to see like the scene's kind of booming, and comics that come through town are like, oh.
Yeah, it becomes like a self-perpetuating system at that point too, right?
For
like
sure.
If you have the infrastructure and you get some good comics from out of town and they're like, oh, this place is pretty sweet, you should go there. So
totally.
I actually heard Joe Rogan one time say on his podcast, oh, Edmonton, that's a great comedy town. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, he actually did. Yeah, because I don't know, his shows do pretty damn well here. So
yeah, well, yeah. I've heard him. I've heard on one of his stand-up albums he shouts out Edmonton, I think, for being so north.
Oh,
it's so fucking cold. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Well, the first time that we went to see him was in the dead of winter, wasn't it?
I've only seen him once. That time we went. You went with someone, but yeah, we went to him when he was at the Cree.
Yeah.
This summer, it was early this summer. Yeah, and it was like sold out. But you get a pretty big mix of like the more comedy podcast fans versus like the UFC side of
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
Alberta kind of has a decent amount of like the UFC fans or whatever, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
read
There's an
between those.
overlap there probably.
Yeah, there is. It's kind of
Yeah.
like you have dudes who are like,
Fucking right spot.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and then
Shoot it.
Well, he even said, like, at the beginning of the show, he's like, all right, to all the girls in the crowd, if you're here because your boyfriend listens to the podcast, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much. Yeah.
yeah. No, but yeah, no, that's awesome. That's cool. It's I don't know. It's and I think comedy is kind of cool right now, because of the podcast world, right?
Mhm.
Because people are pretty into that. So I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, there's
It's
a
sort
lot
like
of, like,
trend, right?
There's a lot of really big comics who have, I think, fairly successful podcasts, and it's
Mhm.
just that it's a different touch point to their fans, right?
Mhm,
Rather
mhm.
than, I think, like here's my album is maybe not enough
Yeah,
by a
and
large
that's even
degree anymore.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I feel like because I grew up as a teenager.
Mhm.
I was never super into, or I wasn't, but I remember having a bunch of Dane Cook CDs or comedy albums
Yeah,
like on
yeah.
my iPod and listening to those all the time,
Yeah.
right? But
I listened
now,
to tons of
yeah.
comedy albums
Yeah.
prior to joining
Mhm.
the scene.
Yeah, but nowadays I wouldn't really go listen to a comedy album, like unless it's someone I know. I guess I don't know. Like I watch Netflix specials, but just
Yeah.
listening to a comedy album is a little different. Like that's just not how I'm used to consuming comedy, if
Well,
that makes sense.
Totally,
right?
yeah. And
So,
a podcast would be a more engaging
yeah,
experience.
exactly.
I think
right?
it's with social media too. Like it democratizes it. Like for example, you test material on your Facebook wall all the time, right?
So
So
like, well, let's try this.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, really? Is that like when you make a status or something? Is that
Or,
is
well,
that what you mean, or what?
Sort of, or I'll post like clips that I
Clips,
have,
yeah, yeah.
and that are like sometimes jokes that are totally different now. But I went through a bunch of video and picked out the very few number of clips to put online.
There, yeah. There's got to be something good in here.
Yeah, people laughed at
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, like, and that's a thing too, because there, Andrew Schultz is one of them, and then there's some other couple of guys who are kind of getting to like, not kind of Joe Rogan's larger sphere, and not Andrew Santino, guys who are like just under that, where their come up strategy has been like all clips in YouTube, right?
Yeah,
like
totally.
and they've put all their stuff out there for free, but now they're kind of at that level sort of thing, right? So it's
Yeah, you got to put
Yeah.
the stuff out there so that people know who you are. And when people know who you are, then they might pay for your services or whatever.
yeah, for sure. Is it so? But with putting out comedy content on social, do you kind of have to pick and choose? Like once it's out there, can you still use that joke? Do you feel like? Or
Yeah, well,
where-
I think that puts a timestamp on your
right,
use of it,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, like because you can still work with like most comics say, okay, once your special is out or your album's out, that material is pretty much dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
More or less.
Well,
So
I think
that's also looking at the really famous dudes,
Totally,
right?
totally.
So,
It's just
but-
more like premises too. I think I don't do a ton of that, but and if it's just like one line that people are riffing on or whatever, like your joke's probably going to be a lot more than that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I've seen like Mark McHugh does that quite a, or he'll put stuff out as his status, and then I'll see like the fully fleshed out joke, and it's like, oh man.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Mark McHugh, he's a local comic, and he tours the country and
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like that. Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
Okay,
very funny
Good for
guy.
him. Nice.
He won the Grindstone comedy competition
Oh,
last
okay.
year.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
The,
Where is
the
that?
Grindstone Theater is just off White Ave.
Oh,
it's like a
okay,
comedy
okay,
theater in town. Yeah, and so they had a comedy
cool.
festival last year, and
Oh,
will
okay.
again this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
How can you compete with comedy?
guess
Well,
as a
very
judges?
subjective.
I
Yeah,
guess,
it would be-
yeah.
More
would be-
people laughed at me.
yeah.
Yeah.
It would
Do you
be
have the applausometer?
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Kind of like a decibel thing.
Yeah. How do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of judge.
I think it's
selection.
judge based. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so they'd be looking at like maybe creativity and
Stage presence.
Yeah.
Etc.
those types of factors.
hmm Yeah,
You should
yeah,
go to that.
for sure. I don't know. Let us know. I seem to. Yeah. Well, you run like the YEG comedy or YEG stand up.
YEG stand-up on Instagram, and there's an Edmonton comedy page on Facebook that I run sort of. I like most just kind of like share local shows on there, but there's a few other comics involved in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
YEG stand-up is more like just shows I like.
Yeah.
or
Versus
mine. Or just mine.
Yeah, only the really good ones get
Yeah,
posted.
only those ones make the cut.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Yeah, I know the guy that runs the account, so
Yeah, exactly.
good buddy of mine.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'll pitch this to you guys though. December 18th. It's a Wednesday night.
Yep.
In December.
Yep.
As I said. We have a show every Wednesday at Station on Jasper.
Yep.
And on Wednesday, December 18th, we're gonna have a Christmas party style. The idea is like there's a lot of places that don't have Christmas parties.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So like come to this thing. So there's gonna be a DJ, a comedy show, and then a hip hop show afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So you guys are invited.
Oh, thank you.
It's free,
Appreciate that.
but you're
awesome.
invited.
Well, actually, that will work well because. Yeah. Stations.
It's good
pretty
when you
sweet,
can get a
so-
lot of people there.
Yeah. Well, your company is you and Cody, so I don't know what you're gonna do for a big Christmas party or not. So yeah, maybe we tag on to that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
So yeah, that's one of the things you'll see. My plan for that is, and I'm letting you guys in on a secret. I'm gonna try and dress up as Santa and get introduced as Santa and do my jokes, so it looks like Santa Claus is ripping off my shit. And then I'm not going to acknowledge that it's me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll try and write some Santa-based material. Fucking sleighs, am I right?
Yeah. Don't tell Mrs. Claus I'm out here tonight.
Yeah. Hey,
but,
what's my favorite band? Slayer. You know what I'm saying, guys? This guy gets it.
That's
I just
good.
thought of
That's
that.
good. Or you
I think I might have some Santa jokes.
Yeah. Or then you should come out as Jim Kerr like one act later and then just do the same stuff. And,
That would,
see if anyone
that
notices.
would be yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, Jim, you get 10 minutes. There's a brief intermission. Hey, give it up for that last guy, everyone. First time doing comedy. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the Slayer joke. That was good.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent. Really good writer. Very strong writing. So anyways, dicks and pussies, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make that like kind of blow it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Have a fun little evening.
Yeah. But like a convincing Santa costume, not just one where it's like the dollar store beard that's attached to the hat.
Yeah.
That would be even funnier. That'd be even funnier for sure.
We should get every comic to go up as a shitty Santa Claus.
Yeah, there's an idea.
We went on Halloween.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, bad Santa.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Alex was doing a show at Yuck Yucks on Halloween.
Yeah.
So a bunch of the comics dressed up.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think, did Steve McGovern wear the banana suit? I think he's done that in the past. And,
was there a guy in a banana suit? Maybe there was. I don't remember.
I remember Gumby. I remember Alex was a history.
Alex was a history professor.
Yeah.
There was a guy who said
my mom's a history professor, and I don't know if he nailed that costume.
it looked like what you would think a professor would look like kind of the caricature of a professor, if that makes sense. So
totally.
it was good. It was funny.
Yeah, he came to the secret show dressed as that. I was dressed as a tourist.
Oh,
with
yeah.
all of the
Map and shorts.
white nose.
Oh, yeah.
Camera.
Yeah. And then some guy was a pirate, and he said he was Fat Sparrow because he was like a bigger dude. I don't remember what his name was. So.
One year I went to the disgraced Lance Armstrong, and it was just like I wore like a yellow shirt, some biking shorts, and put like a towel in my thing, and took like 7 medals that I'd gotten in hockey and just took the medal off the...
Oh, so it was like an empty
like
lanyard or whatever.
With a needle in your arm too? Or?
Yeah, I had the little sort of hip pocket of special stuff, and things of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I went to the bar that night.
Secret
And
sauce or
exactly.
whatever, yeah.
I went to the bar that night, and when I saw my friends, they were like, "Oh, I thought you'd been like running a lot. Like, So a towel's a very convincing gut.
Hmm.
And to a point
Noted.
where I left it on the dance floor. I was like, fuck this. Everyone thinks I'm fat.
I've been working.
Like, thanks. But at that time I was running a lot.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, oh, I thought you'd been running. But I'm like, well, first of all, like,
Yeah.
that's not very
Those
nice.
are
Yeah.
the best friends. Those
Yeah.
are, those are the ones
Hey,
that
you're
tell
my
you what you
friend.
need to know.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Well, it's working too much. It looks too real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
So
going to say the
Nice.
running's not working.
Oh, well.
How long ago was that Lance Armstrong got shamed?
Geez,
I wanna
yeah,
say
we're,
What year
2016.
was that?
we're probably
2016.
coming like
I feel
five or 6 years maybe, yeah.
Have you seen like there's like a whole movie on it actually.
No, I haven't watched the documentary. No.
A lot of blood transfusions
Yes.
in hotel rooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Is there a Netflix thing on it?
Probably.
I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think the interesting part is that everybody else was doing it too.
Yeah, he was just
But
the
then
best
they just
one.
kind of blew up
But
on
that,
him. Yeah.
Well, but he was the one doing it best because he had the most money, and so he was the most
so yeah,
he
the
was
whole
the most
team.
influential
Yeah.
one.
Exactly.
And like there were, I don't know if everyone was, all the good people were doing it, but
Yeah.
he was.
Every single person in the
And-
race, maybe not, right?
Yeah,
But
lots
yeah.
of the other ones I think were getting popped for it, and he
Well,
wasn't.
he confessed on Oprah
Yeah, because
in
you know.
2013.
Oh,
2013,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
okay. I thought so. It was a while ago. Because I remember I actually worked at Sport Check at the time, and we had like this big.
They took the Live Strong.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the
away, or
Live.
what?
So we had a huge Live Strong promotion, and then Live Strong cut Lance Armstrong off or whatever, and then we're like, but they still sort of marketed their stuff and kind of tried to emphasize their other athletes, but then
Yeah.
they got
But there's one
further
guy.
and further
Yeah.
away from it, and then Nike was shutting down the Live Strong channel or whatever, or like want
Yeah.
to axe it or whatever. And yeah, it was funny to see the slow transition out. And
Yeah.
then literally I remember doing like the news had just come out about Lance Armstrong, and there was a new like a POP display sort of thing, so like a feature model of some new Live Strong training shoe, and I'm like putting up the thing, like, this is poor time. Yeah.
It's crazy, like how long he went without getting found out.
Oh,
Yeah,
but it's
hey.
just it's you have the top doctors. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
purely an issue of money.
Yeah.
You have the best people, and
Exactly.
you know, maybe the key is to tie yourself very closely to a charity so that they won't just be like, fucking shut her down. They're
Yeah.
like, well,
They're
we
like,
still,
well, if
you know, we want
We're
to
gonna screw up this
cancer's
charity.
bad still.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did have a charity for a while. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like all his money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the whole cancer thing,
Yeah.
like the cancer angle and
Yeah,
all that.
that's what I mean.
It was
Like
a pretty
that's why
awesome story.
that's why it was a smooth transition out because they
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're like, well,
And I
is he
mean, it's still a pretty crazy athletic feat, even if you're on some kind of steroids or whatever, to still achieve athletic, especially when
yeah.
the top 20, top 40 guys are all doing the same thing. You're still to another
You're
level.
in a race of
Yeah.
above humans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an elite
Yeah.
athleticism,
Yeah.
and you to beat the other incredibly elite top of the world athletes
That
you
are
have
also
to, you have to
doping.
cheat. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone recently said regarding the Houston Astros thing,
Yeah.
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
yeah. I love. Yeah, I guess in their World Series video that they released, it potentially shows the workstation where like it shows the guys leaving the field and walking into the dugout, and it shows this table with like a plug-in. And a
Yeah.
couple things. And
I
there was
haven't
a
watched
few
it, but I've
towels.
heard.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
few towels blocking it, and then like 15 hours worth of like peanuts and like there's just one
Yeah,
space just surrounded
Someone was
by.
just sitting there intently the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it
Yeah,
sounds like
I
you
went
cheated.
and then I saw a good bar stool thing where they took, because there's a lot of people who take videos of the plays and they isolate the sound because they would like whistle or like bang the garbage
yeah,
can and
yeah,
stuff. If you've heard about that,
Yeah.
And the article was like how like this was the dumbest system to try and cheat because it's so obvious, and then you maybe you can fool the officials because they can't tell which whistles are from the dugout versus fans or whatever. They're not really listening for that, but you underestimate the ability of nerds on the internet.
To be fair,
yeah.
they've been doing it for like 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. So
And we're successful in doing so.
yeah.
So to finally have that, like you wonder like how it came out too, like well, no, I know how it came out. It was
a guy got traded
an
or
ex-pitcher, yeah,
or retired or whatever.
So
and then
that's the
came
risk
clean about
you're inherently going to run. Is like the more people that know your secret, the more people that can take you down, and you need to they need to know your secret to know when a breaking ball's coming.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
It's
but
like,
that's another one where it is kind of like
it was pretty sophisticated to a degree.
it was absolutely.
You had to really, really, really look for it.
Because they would like. Are you up to speed on this at all?
No.
They were stealing signs. So basically,
they would have someone buy. So you know how like the catcher signs to the pitcher in baseball to tell them what kind of ball. So they would have the Astros would have like buy someone tickets in like center outfield and have them with like binoculars.
No, they had a straight up camera in center field.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought they for away games though they were doing it too, where they would buy someone a ticket.
Well,
it was
like
that.
Their home record was like insanely good.
Yeah.
But basically, in baseball, there's fastballs, and then there's off-speed pitches.
I got that.
Yeah,
one.
which are much harder to hit when a guy's throwing 90, 90, 60. Yeah. But so they devised this system to steal the sign and then bang on the garbage can or whatever to let the guy know like this next one's a breaking ball, so swing at it. Kind of thing.
They would. Yeah, they would record it and then have something in the dugout or have someone radioing the dugout or whatever, and then they would whistle like a certain pitch or whatever. Like
they only did it in like they would like study each of the team's signs because like the catcher like it's not always the same.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of everyone.
Like they'll do like a slider and they'll go like on their right leg.
Yeah.
They'll do like 3-2 like.
Yeah. They and then they but part of the thing that is another situation where it's not. It is well, if you read the baseball rule book, it's not sign stealing isn't outright against the rules. It's kind of seen as part of the tactical part of baseball, but then it's what kind of means are you using?
Yeah, like I know
right?
in football, there's things you can't have on the sideline. For example.
Exactly.
So, I think it would fall into that, like having a camera pointed at home plate, so that you can look and go. If you steal them, because what normally happens is the guy on second base, if he knows the sign, he can sort of motion to to the batter, but that like if it's sort of stolen just by looking.
That's pretty fair. Or if it's like,
well, okay, do your sign. I won't look.
Yeah. So that traditionally the runner on second sometimes will look for that, and then also report it back, and then supposedly that's part of the third base coach's job. Or the first base coaches is they try to kind of figure out some of the cues. So yeah.
It's an interesting thing because, like you say, it's not necessarily against the rules, but it's like in bad taste.
To me, I would just say if there was somebody that was watching it all the time and they figured it out, like what's to stop you?
But then if you're
you're just not supposed to do that.
Yeah, but if you're using a camera, I was actually reading a thing on it where big instances of sign stealing in baseball, and a lot of them were from like the early 1900s, where they'd have a guy like literally like they'd cut out like. Like a little eye hole and have him like just some dude hiding in the like boards or whatever,
man.
And like telegramming to so
it's going to be a fastball.
Fuck. Things people do for a game, eh?
Yeah, I know.
The Houston Astros were World Series champions.
Yeah.
So
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Did they do it effectively? It sort of seems so.
Technically, it would seem so. So
if they did it poorly and still had all that success, it's a shame that their success will be tarnished by that. But it seems pretty evident that, and the MLB has investigated and cleared them. Yeah. So the MLB investigated and didn't figure it out, which is I kind of got to give them props for that.
Flying under the radar hard.
Yeah.
Really.
But to be the subject of an investigation of this particular thing and get cleared of it. And then it comes like the MLB must be a little red in the face.
Like,
actually, they did it for 3 seasons, including the one that you missed.
Yeah. Anyways, should we take a quick pause here, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a.
Yeah, Josh is gonna be quiet for a few minutes.
Werther's are the best candies ever.
Big time.
Pretty good, yeah.
I mean, I guess they're okay. So, I guess
they're okay.
Yeah. So, just with us coming back in here, I Has anyone watched Norm Macdonald Has a Show on Netflix?
No, I
I've
haven't.
seen a couple episodes actually.
I haven't, no.
Oh, so it's
I love Norm Macdonald.
oh,
though.
he's so funny.
Apparently not enough to follow up on his
Yeah.
pursuits.
Well, it's not really well. I just happened
It's
to.
not well
I was like
Oh, yeah.
browsing like it was in like a recommendation of a recommendation sort of
Right.
thing. But
Right,
it's
right.
relatively recent. But what it is, it's basically it's a the format is essentially a podcast and it's done in close to a podcast studio. It's not like there's an audience, but
Right.
so it's a mix of like a talk show and a podcast, and it's kind of presented as both. And I guess it's probably just because he's older or didn't want to do a podcast or wants to do that traditional media or whatever.
I think
so.
he's had a show
Yeah.
off and on different channels
Yeah.
for a while now.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's good though. So it's pretty funny, and then he kind of plays to that where like the funniest thing he does is he'll be mid conversation with someone about something super serious, and then he'll just turn to the camera and be like, "And we're back," and they're like, "What the fuck? I was just talking about that for nothing." Like they can't tell how much he's fucking with.
He's so
them or
good at
not.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's so just his like deadpan humor is
Oh.
he's the best. And then he'll do like, all right, we're gonna go to break, and they're like, we have to go to break, what? Because it's just a podcast. Right? It's funny. It's actually quite good. A little hidden gem on Netflix. Norm Macdonald Has a Show, especially if you're a fan of his.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
deadpan, his version of deadpan is
Yeah,
incredible. Just so
him.
good.
Yeah,
Like the moth joke where he's talking for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, and you're like, where is this?
what was the punchline of it again?
like what?
It's like you're in the
well,
wrong.
yeah, well, why did you come here? Like the light was on.
Oh yeah,
the
that's
moth.
what it was. But he was.
But it's
Oh.
like 6 minutes of lead up into like, well, why did you come to a podiatrist's office if you had like the light was on?
Oh my god.
This mother.
Yeah. Oh man, there's how does it go? I'm gonna butcher it, and I'm not gonna retell it. It'll have to come back to me. Anyways. No.
And we're back.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Awesome. So I was kind of curious what for your hip hop thing is it a duo?
It's myself and a producer, but he
Oh, okay.
doesn't live in Edmonton anymore, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
mostly just myself.
Mostly you.
I'm
Okay,
thinking of
gotcha.
going more with just putting my name out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
anyways.
still under the
under the
moniker,
Valley City. Yeah.
brand name, if you will. So,
Yeah.
how did you kind of get into that? Was it like 8 Mile doing diss raps on your lunch break,
No.
sort of thing, or
No, I can't
where-
freestyle.
Super hot fire.
That's right.
Glasses,
Fuck this
jacket,
battle. I don't
shirt,
want to win. I'm outie.
but I'm not a rapper.
Shit, recess is over. We got to wrap this up. I just grew up. I grew up really like I came into hip hop at some point in my youth.
Yeah.
And was just sort of enamored by it. And I've been a big lyrics guy my whole life. Like
Okay.
growing up, my parents would always have something playing, and I was always kind of like curious what it all meant, kind of thing.
Right, yeah,
Very
yeah.
philosophical young man.
But
But trying to figure it because it's like a really well written song is really it can be very gripping. I think so.
Yeah.
I'd always try and figure out, and then you get into I stumbled upon rap at some point, and I think one of the greatest moments in hip hop history for getting young white kids like myself into it was the Space Jam soundtrack. Hit 'Em High.
Oh,
that
fuck
had
yeah.
5 of it was an introduction to 5 of the era's top hip hop artists, and it's a good fucking song.
Fly like an eagle.
No, but I'm talking Hit 'Em High specifically.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like Coolio, Be Real, Method Man,
Is that the name
Busta
of the song,
Rhymes.
or was it
Hit 'Em High?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the name of the song, and it was just like these 4 or 5
Oh, okay.
top level hip hop artists,
Hip-hop artists,
in this song for this kids movie, and I remember being like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
and you start to go down the path of each one, and hip hop is very sample based and very so all these songs are referencing the previous era's songs, and the
Right, yeah,
samples
yeah.
are soul from the 60s and whatever, so you end up going down these rabbit holes, or I did. And I fell in love with the lyricism of it, I think.
Yeah,
And I have a writing, communications, media background, so I can write And so I just so I just started kind of playing around, and I initially started making music for like making beats for another friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
And was just kind of like, I would love to, rap, but like didn't feel comfortable being like, look at this Eminem fucking.
Yeah.
Palms are sweaty.
Yeah, so I ended up having eventually having some songs that I'd put together, and sharing them through my friend group. And there was one song, One Day at a Time, or ODAT, that sort of caught on amongst my friends, and
Yeah.
and
Awesome.
that was sort of like huh, that's like really a thing that I wrote and did. You guys like it? And it was just kind of an interesting moment in like I guess like the evolution of like that. If I'm an artist, the evolution of my art, I guess, being like, oh, this could be like a real, like a legitimate thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the more I'd kind of got into it, and I just really liked trying, and had some like my DJ Ben, who lives in BC now. We started to work together on stuff, and then next thing you know, I'm out there performing. And
Nice.
put some
Okay,
stuff
yeah,
on,
cool.
and it's easy enough to get stuff on like iTunes and Spotify and
yeah.
stuff, and so it's kind of cool having something out there. And then
Get those huge royalty checks
Yeah.
coming in as well. so.
yeah, you need people to listen to get those tiny royalty checks. But
No, it's good to have it out there for sure.
yeah,
So.
just kind of like a cool, like it's a neat accomplishment in a way, even though it's not like a record label did it. But
Yeah.
all of these things are
absolutely,
much more accessible.
Mhm.
Like the ability to like produce music and stuff. The bar is much lower in the last 10, 15 years than it ever has
for
been
sure, for
before,
sure.
right?
I remember messing around with GarageBand.
Yeah, totally.
all the time. As we had a junior high band together, so
Nice.
we were more the rock route.
Yeah,
That's what we were
yeah.
gonna be, like rock and roll.
I played the drums
Stars?
growing up.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. Rock and roll stars?
What's the way? I'm trying to think of what
Stars, I think. But
Yeah.
just the way you said it was. I don't know.
I could.
It was a questionable thing. yeah.
It sort of, I don't know. It came out weird. I'm like, no, because you would say you want to be like a rock star. Thank
Yeah,
you.
there you
That's
go.
that was the word I was looking
Rock
for.
and roll star.
Yeah.
Rock and roll stars? Question mark.
Yeah, rock star. That's what I was going for. Anyways, so playing around with that, or getting like a hijacked version of Fruity Loops or whatever, and trying to
Totally.
like play with that. So yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of us did that.
Yeah.
Because the technology was there, whereas
Yeah.
before there was the cost of entry would have been much higher.
I know,
Like
significantly.
photography is a great example of that. Like I'd feel bad for someone who could do a sepia filter by hand in 5 hours or something, and they're like, look at this thing I can do because I'm an expert. Now it's a
preset, just like
yeah.
yeah. You don't even have to click. You just flick it or you just
Yeah, and
choose through them.
You look at the newest phones, the quality of image is like insane, and it's stuff that in the past would have taken a level of skill to
And
do. Skill and
Ex-
expertise. Yeah.
extremely expensive equipment.
Yeah.
Plus skill and expertise, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And today, like a small child can take like a stunning photo. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
you.
But there is still that, I don't know, there's always that kind of between the top 10% or 5% or 1% of anything versus the masses.
Totally.
It's still there, but
the ability for the masses to
Yeah.
to create a level of quality that
rivals at least flirts with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
so but it allows more people to like get into the art or try these different things, and so yeah, I think we all did a little producing back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a good thing for sure. I mean, it opens up the doors. And,
Yeah.
and the best people still, I think, get to the top mostly.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just more people get the opportunity to try.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the doors are open.
Finally, an opportunity for a white middle-class boy like
To
myself growing up.
Express himself.
Finally, some opportunities.
Finally. God. Never had any of those growing up. So
I tell you, it was tough.
That's how Mac Miller got big, I think, was just through like the whole YouTube.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
SoundCloud rappers, bro.
That's right, bro.
it's very much a thing. Post Malone started on SoundCloud. That was his,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Oh.
Because they like we do our podcast through SoundCloud. So they always their like slogan or branding thing is like started on SoundCloud, and
Oh,
they'll have
okay.
like pictures of different rappers, and some of them you have no fucking idea who it is, but then there's like
Yeah.
Lil
Long and
Pump
hard.
and Post Malone and
Lil Pump started on, yeah, Lil
yeah,
Pump.
yeah, oh yeah.
I just crashed my cock. Ooh.
What a ridiculous time to be. Like, I simultaneously love and hate Lil Pump because some of his stuff's actually pretty good, but it's also like
Yeah.
he is part of the
God damn.
that mumble rap kind of thing,
Yeah.
but he's not as bad. I don't know.
What's your take on mumble
yeah,
rap?
I'm not a fan.
no.
Yeah.
No, I told you
You're
I'm
more
a,
of
I'm a
you're
lyric I'm a
purist.
lyric guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So when the lyrics are just like money, bitches, cars, and come on, I don't really. Yeah, exactly. Skirt. Like it's good and like it like people like it and it's like good music and stuff, but it's not my favorite.
Hmm.
So
Are we getting dumber as a race?
yeah, for sure we are. I think we're simultaneously like we're getting smarter with our bigger access to everything, but
Yeah.
also like I think
The
everyone's so
simplicity
fucking
of
numb
what
to
you're,
everything.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
they're just like
Yeah.
just fucking diamonds on my wrist. Hey.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of the weird double-edged sword of where society is going with like you're very interconnected now, but some would argue it's mind-numbing, some would argue not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
so-
mean, I think it's crazy that like what we as a society are okay with like seeing because of the fucked up shit on the internet. Like when you can watch the news now and they'll show like a cop executing somebody and then just they'll show it
yeah,
on
yeah.
TV. I feel like when I was a kid it would have been very like it wouldn't have been on TV, and if it was, it would have been like viewer
Get your
discretion is
kids
seriously
out of the
advised. This
room.
is some danger,
Yeah.
you know. But now we those clips are everywhere, and you see like this just
Yeah.
so we're
Yeah.
we're a population that's like hard to surprise, I think, anymore. And so I think part of that, you know, you just end up being like, yeah, fuck. You kind of go back on easy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When
that-
was the era of the best music, do you think?
1600s for sure, man.
1600s.
Yeah.
Because everybody I talked to was like,
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would probably argue that every generation has their 90s and
Yeah.
2000s.
Exactly. Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and
exactly.
without
Right,
without
so-
those ones, our 90 and 2000s would be fucking stupid, probably.
Mhm.
Like all of the everything builds on everything else. And
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So I think every generation gets to say ours was the best. Yours sucks. And
Yeah.
the people before us sucked as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Ours is the shit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kids and your goddamn.
Because now when Blink 182 comes on, you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this was music. So
This is what I'm talking about.
yeah, exactly. So
Hey mom, there's something in the back room. What he's trying to say there, it's like very deep lyrics. What's my age again? Well, see, the thing is, back in those times, we had a lot of philosophical debate about what is age. And no, we didn't. No, we didn't. It was a bunch of like 25-year-olds singing teenager songs, which I love to this day.
yeah,
It's
oh
like-
yeah, for sure. They take you back to a place for sure. So yeah.
Mac Miller, like, he does that for me.
Oh yeah. Even songs from what, like that would be 7-8 years ago
Dude, like,
when.
like, whenever I hear a song by Mac Miller, I think of us in like grade 12.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
cruising
exactly.
around
Grade
in the
12.
summertime, like, no care in the world, like, best
Causing trouble.
Causing trouble.
Like, a lot of Mac Miller back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
For me, like, I don't know.
That was when he was like coming up, and then also someone like him where he was 1 year older than us or whatever. So
Oh,
it's kind of
yeah.
cool to see. You're like, oh man, this is like a kid like me doing this cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like when any of like his music comes on, I always think like back to those days.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
big time. Yeah, for sure.
That's
yeah.
the cool thing about music.
Yeah.
Is that it can take you to a weird space.
Yeah. Or
You're
or
like,
then you
"Oh."
like something shitty's happening, but your favorite song's playing on the radio, and you're like, no, now this is associated. Right. So
Like-
yeah.
Time traveling.
Time traveling.
Time traveling.
Did you guys see that conspiracy theory that Greta is a time traveler from the future, come back to warn us? Someone found a photo from like the 20s or something,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's a Nordic,
her.
a Nordic child with a braid. Like, they have her signature braid. I'm like, the braid was
Braid
around.
has been around for a while. Yeah, for sure.
My new favorite conspiracy theory. Wow, that was a tongue twister there. My new favorite conspiracy theory is that the moon is a hologram.
Oh, shit.
That's a good one.
Well, how did we land on it? We didn't.
We did.
Yeah, it was faked.
Yeah, let's see.
That
I
is
mean,
literally
that,
her. 100%.
that photo of her from the past proves that
It's-
she's a time traveler from the future.
That's her.
Yeah, wait, so that, how do we know she's not a time traveler from the past?
Because we
Coming
didn't
to, like,
have those things,
find out who won horse races or whatever, and is just going to go back with that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Or, that's such a vague resemblance.
And
I'm
also,
saying that's pretty
also,
good from this distance.
But there's only so many ways people look. I know that sounds dumb, but there's only so many. Like, that's why people have
there's
doppelgangers.
eventually-
And
yeah,
like,
there's eventually kind of duplicates.
maybe
right?
she only
So,
had one leg.
yeah.
We can't see in the picture.
Yeah.
But like,
That's her.
yeah, it's like that's her signature braid. That pretty much proves it.
That's
so,
her. That's her, guys.
Book it, Dano. It's like, I don't know if
That's her. I believe every conspiracy theory I'm ever told.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ever heard?
Them chem planes, bro.
Oh, chemtrails, dude.
Chemtrails, bro.
They're bad, from what I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna...
Storm 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. Not a lot of people showed up, but just kidding.
Yeah, it was cool. Mad aliens were there. It's too bad no more people showed up.
Yeah.
Gave us a tour of the space. It was
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, they're very friendly. Somehow speak English.
What about like the Bob Lazar thing? Do you think he's telling the truth?
I have no idea.
So
Have you seen it?
I'm gonna.
Alex is a big fan.
Oh yeah. Have
Yeah.
you seen it or
No.
No. Okay. So, but the thing that I heard was, and I believe this was because he was on Joe Rogan's show, and then people keep asking Joe about him, and he said, and he brought up a good point. Like if you watch the Netflix documentary, his story has not deviated
For like 30
one
years, yeah.
one little blip or slip up or anything. So he's saying what he believes to be true, right? Like he's convinced what he's saying is true. Whether it's true or not, I guess, is a different question,
Yeah.
right? So, some of the things he actually, and I think most people would agree that the government probably has a bunch of technology that isn't commercially
Yeah.
retail available yet, for sure.
Absolutely.
For
Like
sure.
the stuff that the military develops like years on becomes a consumer product.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the things that we don't know, we have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much that we don't know
Yeah.
that some people do know, but it's just if
Yeah,
everyone knew everything.
Because he talked about how Area 51 had, there's like a hand scanner, but it's not like reads it. It's for your bone length and density.
Oh.
And they had that, like, now it's kind of like a normal thing now at some government facilities or whatever. And then there was some other thing that.
Well, dude, you can unlock your phone by looking at it. Like,
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are things
yeah,
that,
yeah.
like, when we take a step back and think about it, like,
Yeah.
that's pretty fucking, that's pretty
Well,
insane.
You used to unlock your phone by flipping it open.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like, and fingerprint was like, whoa, you can open it with your, and now that's old.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's it gonna be in
Yeah.
5-10
Yeah.
years? Like
Yeah.
it's pretty.
Yeah.
I think I talked about that
You
on
have
the
to pee
podcast
on it.
recently. You got to pee on it.
You gotta pee on
yeah, yeah. Needs to read your pH.
Well, welcome back, Mr. Blaze. Also, you're a little dehydrated.
Yeah. Here's a cup of water.
The reaches for. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
But you just like that. I think that's a perfect example of like this. But we look at it as just like, oh yeah, you can open it with your face. Cool. But like, wait, what can you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. Or like
This
even
this computer, this camera has like scanned every like that's fucking
Yeah.
scary. For
Yeah.
when you think like major implications, like China's system.
Yeah. Exactly.
The social credit score above your head as you're walking
That
around.
is
like,
actually
holy
crazy.
fuck.
And then they've so it's been an issue in the Hong Kong thing because they try to like facial. That's what they try to like facial read the protesters.
Yeah.
For like the credit score and then just to know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I remember seeing a video where also it's kind of interesting because I know a girl who's from Hong Kong, right, or originally. So she reshares a lot of stuff on her Facebook that's like actual like the videos going viral as they are of like someone filming whatever, and all the captions are all Chinese or whatever, but it's still kind of interesting to see. But anyways, one thing that's happening is what they'll do is they'll put like lasers, like a laser pointer, like kind of tape it to your hat so it shoots out, so any camera looking at you can't read your face. Yeah. So like they show this, it would like pan from cops to this group of protesters, and there's just all these lights coming at it because they're trying to like block their face, because they're trying to stop the protest by like the government being like, or scanning who you are and stuff.
It's a great, you don't want the government to know who you are.
And even something vague like your phone scan is apparently pretty accurate. It's not like, you know, you can really open unless you had like an identical twin even. I don't know, right? But
I get the feeling that the measurements are pretty precise. And I saw on someone's Instagram story, it was a girl who got her lips done and she couldn't unlock her phone anymore.
That's funny. I didn't hear about
puppy
that.
Lips.
Yeah. I mean, it would change your face enough that in theory that's probably, and then it probably reads like ear, eyes, nose, like kind of the center part.
Totally.
The most, right? So, but and then, or even something like, Nest, like the thermostats.
Yeah.
Those activate by people looking at them. So, yeah.
I don't like that.
No, yeah. So you're walking through a strange house and you just kind of look at it and it turns on when you look at it. It's like, so that means it's reading the room. So
you start to think like, okay, this technology is what we are able to access.
Yeah.
What is this derived from?
Yeah.
What is the bigger thing?
Yeah.
What's the plan? What's the idea?
And if you think about it,
Time travelers.
yeah.
Greta.
Well, if you go back, like even like let's say we're watching like a Jason Bourne movie or something where they would do like facial analysis and stuff, and those movies are in the mid 2000s. So that was obviously an early version of this technology that you have in your living room.
Yeah.
Right? So
and
the
then we're
government,
like, oh, that's so crazy. And now it's like everyone
every
has
day,
it.
right? So the like let's say the functionality that we have access to as consumers now was completed 5 years ago for like the highest levels of military or whatever.
Yeah.
What do they have today that we will get
5 years on? This is old news. Like, you can open it with your face. Like, I know.
It's ingrained in your skull now or whatever.
Just like someone walking around, sorry, I'm getting a call. Hey, how's it going, man? People are already like, oh, man, you can't tell who's crazy anymore because people are constantly talking with the hands-free and earbuds and stuff. Fucking says to the guy, like, beat it. And you're like, what the fuck? You're like always having a conversation. Like, I'm the idiot, I guess.
Yeah. Well, even, it's funny that Bluetooths, like the little ones, kind of came and went, but because now everyone has headphones. But I feel like there was a gap where those caught on, then went down to like, these are really dorky, but then wireless headphones didn't quite come back around for like a couple more years,
Totally,
so.
Yeah. And now it's the most common, like if to the point where it's more common to see someone talking on their phone like this, not FaceTiming, just talking and with it on speaker, than it is to see someone just using it like a phone. I see that so many times. Like, what are you doing? You have it on speaker.
Oh, like holding it.
And you're talking into it like this. Like, just fucking.
But like, what if you're
use it like
talking
a phone,
about like?
My dad doesn't care what he talks about.
Yeah, I guess, right?
So,
like, what if your buddy's like, the
Or
Hey.
text, like,
yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah. I voice to text too. Actually, I have a funny voice to text story. So, trying to be the responsible driver that I am, I have like a thing on my steering wheel so I can like activate my phone and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was trying to voice to text a client of mine because I finished up a showing or whatever I had to do, and then I was driving across town to meet them. I'm like, and basically my text was like, all right. And this was when it had just like snowed like a crazy amount or whatever.
Yeah.
So the text kind of goes like, hey, just finished up on the west end here. I'm heading your way now. Should be right on time at 6:30 to meet you at the first house. Whoa, what the fuck are you doing? And then because some guy like turned in front of me and I had to like some guy like gunned it through the intersection on like, it was a solid green, but he turned left anyway. So I had to stop. And then the guy behind me honked. And then, so
whoa.
Yeah. And then, but then because like if you leave it long enough, it kind of sends anyways or whatever, like the voice to text, or it's sort of I pressed it as I was doing it. I don't know.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Yeah,
Send.
yeah. So it was
Send it, bud.
it was so funny because if you go back and read it, it's all one goddamn sentence. And then I like I was like, God damn it. So then
you okay, bro?
yeah. So then I call them right away. I'm like, hey, sorry, I just wanted to like I was
Everything's
using-
okay.
everything's fine. I was texting driving, and I think I wouldn't speak to you like that because I was like, "You fucking dumbass, what the fuck?" and then he's like,
I gotta
"Oh."
meet this bitch ass client.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry,
different
road
one.
rage.
A different one.
Road rage.
That was his voice,
Yeah,
actually.
but anyways, but we had a good laugh about it. And then when
Oh,
I
that's
saw them,
hilarious.
I'm like, "Oh, how about that text message?" And they started laughing. They're like, "Yeah," because they like looked at it and they're like, what? Is he on drugs?
Excuse me?
And I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Like, I was texting and driving using voice to text. My bad.
And I avoided a collision because I was
Yeah.
using voice to text.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I didn't avoid losing a client.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Who's? Oh man, that was a good story. I felt pretty dumb afterwards, but they were if I was gonna do it to a client, they were the good ones to do it to because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
could have like a sense of humor about it and like kind of know me sort of thing. But it was
It
still
makes you think about the things you say when you're behind the wheel, though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. Like I'm like so much more confrontational when I'm driving. Someone cuts me off, and I'm like, "What is this guy? What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And just go from like 0 to 10.
Yeah.
And then in real life, I'm not that.
Yeah, a lot calmer, but yeah,
Behind the wheel,
yelling
you're
at
just
the-
like, no one messes with my 2010 Ford Focus, okay?
yeah, you don't even know the person, and
Yeah.
they cut you off. And you're like, "This is why your dad left your mom,"
Yeah.
right? And you're like, "Whoa, I'm
You're an
making
awful human.
I'm making a backstory for this guy now." Yeah, I've gotten better because I'm like, well,
I get
me yelling at
frustrated.
my steering wheel doesn't solve anything. Like, so I'm a little more zen when
Does it
I
not
go
solve
about
anything? I
life.
don't know.
So yeah, but
If
I
you just
feel
bottle up all this anger, it's gonna come out in a weird
yeah,
way.
Exactly.
Something's gonna happen. You're like, "Stop cutting me off!"
Yeah.
Looking like, what the fuck? You're in line at Subway, dude.
Yeah.
Do you want lettuce or tomatoes?
It's like that story with the guy, the Uber driver who came in. We were talking about on
Oh,
our podcast.
yeah.
He was yelling at Alex and the people.
I vaguely
Which story?
remember.
Which story was this?
So the Uber driver comes in and he was like waiting, like the Uber Eats driver was waiting for the food to be made or whatever, and he just the whole story went essentially he broke down because Alex wouldn't look at him or something, and yeah,
Oh wait, nah, this is coming back to me. Yeah.
So he just like broke down, and your joke was he's not mad about that. He's mad about the skipping the college or whatever.
Yeah,
Skip the dishes. But it's like the bottled up, like
Yeah,
people bottle it up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know that letting it out behind the wheel is the best answer.
No,
but it
but-
certainly feels like the best answer.
At the time. Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody else in the car.
Yeah.
Sometimes my girlfriend is, and she's like, "Why?"
Sometimes I have
she's
the
like,
baby seat in the back and I forget about it.
But she'll be like, "Why? Like, what did that do?" And I'll be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see what happened?"
Yeah.
It
Like,
felt
well,
good.
What did that? Yeah.
It
But then I'm
felt
like,
good.
well, now that I'm getting dug up about it, I don't know if it did feel good.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
okay.
I mean, my thing was, so I'm not afraid to honk in traffic because I feel as though people were too polite and don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But yelling at your steering wheel, like that other person can't hear you and maybe they don't know they
Yeah.
did something wrong or they're drifting into your lane or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that's what
the
honks
whole
are
like,
for, right?
You
So,
need a good honk though. You can't have
yeah.
a car with a bitch ass honk.
yeah.
no.
Bitch ass honk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Would you please get out of the way?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So
Horns here are kind of like if you hear someone use their horns, like, oh shit, they're mad. But
they're more of a language in other countries.
in, like,
Yeah.
other parts of the world, like I went to Vietnam like 3 years ago. Like horns are like forms of like communication.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's like it's its own language.
Like hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm going there. Like everyone's on the horn.
Yeah, it
Well, that-
starts as a bad thing here.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
what the fuck is this
Yeah.
guy? Oh, he's letting me in. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, like, yeah, and if you do like the polite tap, like if you're letting someone
Yeah,
in or whatever, right? Or like that one Instagram meme going around where the guy had a sign that said "Please let me in," just holding out his driver's window.
That's
That was
good.
good. Yeah,
That's
and
really good.
You could probably study the psychology of that because it's a polite ask and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people were probably inclined because they're like, oh, I guess he said please. Right?
One
So-
time I booed at someone, and I wanted to make that a thing for myself. Just
Oh,
like
I like
a
that.
pedestrian crossing in a weird place. I'm just like, boo! What would your mom think?
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Just
I
like-
I actually
She would want me to be safe. You're right.
Look both ways.
yep. I remember talking to someone who said they're like, I don't flip people off or anything in traffic. I give them the thumbs up,
Yeah.
which is, I feel like that's so much more effective. Of
Yeah. If you
someone
can
did
control
something
your
dumb
anger.
and they just and they drove past and gave you a thumbs up, you'd be like, oh, I fucked up.
The other day, my girlfriend was driving in front of me, and she just started going like 30, and because she knew, and I start like veering out, like, is there someone in front of you? Like, what the fuck is it? Like, are you what's going on? And then I asked her, and she's like, I was messing with you. I was like, because I felt the bubbling. I'm like, what the fuck is going
Even though
on
you know
here?
the person.
Yeah.
Like, why are we going 30? Why aren't we going 50? What are we doing? And
Yep.
she's like, I was just fucking with you. And I was like, oh, I hate that works.
She knows which buttons to push.
Yeah. Slow me down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I have nowhere to go.
Pass around.
That's the other thing. Is I'm like, get out of my way. It's like, well, are you in a hurry? No.
Yeah. In fact, I am very early
Yeah.
to where I need
I'm
to
not
be.
even sure where I'm going. I was gonna get some food maybe, but
What about the zipper merge thing? Like, what's your guys' thing on that? 'Cause, like, I think people here are like incapable of doing a proper zipper merge.
I think
Probably.
if we're all doing it and we've all agreed we're doing it, I'm fine with it. But if
there's
only one person
always
is doing
one
it,
dick
get
who's like,
fucked.
yeah.
The way
Zipper merge is the
So,
like this.
everyone, so they
No,
kinda
no,
like-
it's when it's.
like, so if there's a,
Let's let the guy off mic explain it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of have to draw it. Like, it's hard to.
No, it's
It's
a
just like
zipper-
a
it's
way where
just-
you let people in.
It's
more.
just supposed to be polite, alternating
Uh,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It puts way too much faith in society, is what I think.
does too, I think,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
Because like the way I drive home from work, so like I come up Gateway Boulevard and turn left, and then to get onto the White Mud going west,
Mhm.
there's like the big long part that comes onto the White Mud, like right by Southgate Mall,
Mhm.
and it gets so backed up because you have like the 3 lanes of the White Mud,
Yeah.
and then everyone trying to get in there, but people are like on the brakes or like
Yeah.
like no one's actually paying attention.
I mean, if there's somebody merging, you get into the other lane. Like if there's somebody coming in, get in the other
Mhm.
But
fucking
then,
lane.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think where it's weird is like wall-to-wall traffic this way, wall-to-wall traffic on the merge ramp, and everyone's like, well, you should have picked a better fucking way to go if you wanted to get in.
Yeah,
Should have taken the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
exit, bud.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just like
Extra lanes.
Yeah.
Solves everything.
Well, like, in the yeah, of course. So, yeah. Well, and then also
more.
LRT
LRT.
solves everything.
There you go.
There we
you
go.
Get the
don't know.
LRT
an
in there.
eco-conscious thing to say, Johnny.
Get
Yeah.
that LRT in there,
Ride
bro.
bikes. How dare you?
Ride the fat tire bikes. I'm being facetious about the LRT, by the way.
above ground on it.
Yeah.
Fuck the LRT. Anyway,
I am both for and against infrastructure projects.
I sit on both sides of the fence in this one. So,
I like the bike lanes personally, but
the bike lanes, bro, in winter, come on.
Right. Here's the
Get
thing.
fucked.
The city of Edmonton, I feel like, is pretty well known now for making like dumb decisions, or maybe not fully thinking a thing through. Or,
Yeah.
So what's happened
Spending
downtown
money a
is
little-
they just add rules onto the roads. So now it's like, okay, now you can't turn right on a red here, and
Oh,
just
God, yeah,
all these
that-
different.
yeah, yeah.
And it's made. Thankfully, I walk to and from work now, but it's made that little area so congested because. There's no longer the like flashing hand like get out of the intersection. Like they don't have like the explanation anymore where it's like if this is happening. So people just walk until like the light's red again.
yeah.
And so you get like one car gets to turn. And then
Oh,
other
yeah.
times you're sitting there at an empty intersection and you're like, can't I just
and there's like all these,
like bike lane, sure, it's a good
Sure.
idea, fine. But
In certain areas, you know what?
Edmonton has
Makes
like
sense.
a poor
I think
history of implementing things.
You're allowed to yell at people who are riding bikes in -30.
Yeah, I think so too.
Get
Oh,
a
dude,
car.
What
Yeah.
about
Get
people?
a fucking car.
What about people on a bike, out like across the road from a bike lane, and you're like,
Oh, God.
you,
yeah,
you
get-
son of a, I can't.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a few bike lanes around where I live, but there's also, you know, you live pretty central too. Like,
Yeah.
there's homeless people on their bikes and shit. I'm like, man, like, go in the bike lane anyways. Like, this is, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
yeah.
exempt.
Yeah, exactly. Or like,
I use them a lot.
I would.
Like I ride my like I ride a lot. I am like always in them. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
if
for sure.
I follow the rules. Like
The best thing I ever saw bike lane related is because people are kind of pretentious. Cyclists are a bit pretentious. They
Yeah.
can,
Oh,
they
God.
can
Yeah.
be.
My
They can be
God.
very like,
Yes,
annoying.
Spencer.
Yes, I can't stand you.
So-
But you go out like
Yeah, Spencer.
recreationally riding, like you're in the River Valley. It's the
Yeah,
guys who are like
Spencer.
legit
Yeah,
commuting.
those
and
ones
they
like,
take
don't
it-
you fucking see me? Like that
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh God.
So there was the by like the Matrix Hotel Starbucks right there. There's the bike lane adjacent to that, and you know, in a lot of cases, if a vehicle needs to turn in, like they have to cross the bike lane to turn
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
So there was this one vehicle had gone up and it stopped, and so the vehicle behind it was sitting in the bike lane, and I watched a cyclist go from like 50 feet and not make any attempt to stop and smash into the side of this thing and then be like, and he's like, what the hell, bro? Didn't you vote? And I was standing there, and like sometimes you see something and you're just like, I gotta yell something back at this.
Yeah.
But the real hero was a homeless guy like dragging a bag of bottles, walks over and is just like, you don't have any brakes or what? And the guy's just like, and I think like drove away or biked away in shame. But I remember
Yeah.
seeing that and just thinking like, what's your goal there?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I got injured because this guy was in the bike
Yeah.
lanes. You're on the road.
There was
still.
actually a Casey Neistat thing in New York because they were talking about bike lanes and how people would park in the bike lanes.
Oh yeah.
So he would just purposely ride his bike and just crash into the cars.
I've seen those.
For
I've
YouTube
seen
videos.
those. Yeah, he
Yeah.
just goes full bore
He goes
and just.
full bore and just fucking kills
He's like,
himself.
oh, what the hell? What?
And then the end of the video, there's a police car and he crashes into that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That I've seen. Actually, I think Sean Avery does that on his like
Oh,
Twitter or whatever. Because he lives in New York and bikes around, and it's like if anyone's been to New York, like the traffic is
Insane.
otherworldly. Like people are gonna park
Garbage
there.
everywhere,
If
traffic
there's space, like you're gonna use it on the road, right? So. Yeah, he always like, and he'll like film himself getting into it with people who are in the bike lane or whatever.
That's why like
It's
you
so-
need. I don't have a dash cam, but I've come like kind of tempted to get one just because there's so much craziness and
Mhm.
pedestrians in Edmonton have a death wish. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah. Yeah.
why. Well,
Yeah.
I have some ideas why. but
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then
The,
same
num-
thing
the number
with-
of grown adults who just walk flat out into a street looking down, and you're like,
what is wrong? Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, what the hell is
You're,
wrong with
you're
you?
wearing a suit. I expect more from you, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you know, yeah, pedestrians have the right of way, but I don't know. I think a good thing that my parents always taught me was like, the average SUV is 6,000 pounds or whatever. You lose against that every single time,
That's-
no matter how slow.
That's
it's
my
going,
favorite part
right?
of it. It's
So,
like, if
yeah.
I think I'm in the right, I'm going to go. Even though I'm 200 pounds and this vehicle is
Yeah.
6,000.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
my chances in court.
yeah,
Like, I feel like anywhere else in the world, it's like we have to watch out for the vehicles. Like we're the only country that seems to think that
We.
it's like what like.
No,
Pedestrians and cyclists.
You do have a point where, yeah, in the summertime, if there's someone biking to work down the road using the like they're off to the side, but they're not on the sidewalk, they're doing it correctly. Only in Alberta will a bunch of people be racing around this guy like, look at this fucking idiot right here. What the hell is he doing? Yeah, the thumbs up.
Nice car, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Right, letting him know, but it's like, well, he's actually doing playing by the rules here. So
What
but-
cyclists in Edmonton need is Pro Oil stickers on their bikes.
Yeah, and then they'll be like,
I love Alberta Oil. Fucking right,
yeah,
dude.
you'll be like, this guy's all right.
kind of fruity, but he's all right. You're like,
Yeah.
why? Oh, he's riding a bike. Yeah.
Bikes are dumb.
Bikes are dumb.
yeah. I got super pissed because on 83rd Ave, like just north of White, there's a bike lane along there that goes like the entire stretch of the neighborhood. Like it literally goes like River Valley, like all the way down.
Yeah.
And then I got kind of pissed because there was a guy biking down White Ave who was clearly like going the same route. I'm like, man, like get the fuck out of here. Like there's a bike lane there for you, and he was holding up traffic.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, you get
Yeah.
the road and the bike lanes.
Yep.
But I don't know. The cyclists get mad, pedestrians get
Yeah,
mad.
exactly.
I think it's the people who don't also drive. Because when
yeah.
when I walk up to an intersection, I'm like, oh, I can take a look and be like, oh, if like this guy's only got like this shot to go to
Yeah.
turn right
Yeah,
or
you
whatever.
can
I'll
kinda-
like pause
or
for
you
5
can
seconds and
kind
then
of
go,
look, and you're like, oh, does this guy look like someone who's stopping for me? Yeah, maybe not, right?
yeah.
So, yeah,
And you
or
go,
they're
I've
not-
been in a car,
or
and
they're
I've thought,
looking the other way or whatever, right?
yeah,
So,
and you have more of an understanding of the size of a car versus the size of you.
Yeah, yeah,
5 of me could fit in a car.
yeah,
That means I'm going to lose this fucking fight.
yeah, yeah. The one thing that drives me nuts is people like waiting to cross the street, and they'll go up like right to the curb and have their toes like right on the edge of the curb while you're like trying to turn right, and you're like, back off, man. Like,
Yeah.
You make me nervous there. I don't know what you're gonna do. Right?
I
So-
saw someone get hit in Vancouver once where like
Yeah.
I think 2 cars hit each other, and the one car was just kind of skidding towards us, and it was one of these like, it wasn't going super fast, but fast enough, and there's people standing right at the curb. I was walking up to it, and they're all just watching, and I'm watching, and the car's getting closer, and just no one moved in time, and it clipped the guy's knee, and he's just like, whoa. And ever since then, I think about that when I'm
Wait,
when I'm
so the
toying
guy
with
was standing there and his
he was standing there watching the vehicle come towards him, and probably just like in shock or whatever, but right on the curb, and the vehicle clipped him, and he went flying.
oh god,
And
Jesus,
and there looked like there were enough witnesses, so I took off. I was behind the wheel.
yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. He's fine.
So, anyways, I can't go back to BC anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Hit and run jokes.
the important part of that is jokes.
Oh man.
It's all fun and games until someone is clipped by a vehicle while on the curb.
Yeah, exactly. Which, like, yeah. Oh man.
People
It.
have to be more like aware of their surroundings too. Like I feel like
People are idiots, bro.
I feel
You
like
know-
people are like out if you're like in a car on a bike. Like you think everyone around you is gonna be like paying attention, but no. Like you should really definitely be the one.
Well, that's the scary part is that, like, say in the winter, you have to worry about yourself, but you can worry about yourself and take precautions to drive a certain way. But
Yeah.
everybody else on the road
Oh, yeah.
is a wild card.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'll never get a motorbike.
Oh, man.
You
Yeah.
have to drive for everybody else.
Well, my favorite thing, there's like this meme where it talks about a motorbike, and basically it's like a 4chan green text, if you know what
Oh,
those
yeah,
are.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's like, all right, remove 2 of the wheels on a vehicle. So remove the stability, remove the chassis, remove any safety features at all, remove roof, windows,
Airbags.
airbags, and then drive around and be like, wow, how can other drivers be so reckless? Right? Like that's kind of the logic of a motorcycle. I'm like,
That's really
I
good.
feel like that puts it well. Like I get it.
That-
Like
yeah.
if you want to do it, power to you. But yeah, you have to look out for yourself. But it's also you are literally electing to forego every safety feature
Sign the
of a
waiver.
motor vehicle, right? So, but
That's a really good. I know. I've never thought of it that way.
yeah, like
And cycling on the road could probably be an even more extreme example of that. I mean, like,
right, exactly. So
I have just as much right to this road as you do. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
The fucking scooters.
Oh, dude, the scooters killed me.
Oh man, those are I like them, but they were kind of handy because I live on White now, right? So and
I never used one.
yeah,
Because I'm an adult.
because I respect myself. So
I've walked up to one once. I was like, all right. Like near my house. I'm like, I'm going to take this one like 10 meters, see what it's like.
Yeah.
And I walked up. Like, it's like Pokemon Go. Everyone's like walking around with their phones, like trying to locate.
trying to find one.
Yeah.
one
So
of
I
them,
walk
yeah.
up, I go, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And it was out of battery. So I had to like walk away from a scooter, which is like even worse than scootering
Oh,
away
yeah,
from a
I
scooter.
gotcha, yeah.
It's kind of like, just flat out
Got rejected.
rejection.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, that lime juicer wasn't doing his job.
Yeah. I really like the seeing dudes doubling on them. I have a whole bit
I
about
was about.
that.
Oh,
That's my favorite shit.
Like guys specifically, or just people?
Guys specifically,
'Cause
like
I've seen people double up on them, and I'm like, the amount of injured you could get falling
totally.
is not worth saving like $4.
But-
and like they go faster than you realize, and you have even less safety features than like a bicycle.
True. My
Right?
thing is like, they're kind of nerdy,
Yeah.
and you're watching like guys leave construction sites in pairs, like ding ding, and the joke I have is that all these guys, they're like, it's the type of guy that would be like, nice fucking scarf, bro, and they're all one pothole away from becoming boyfriends in a pothole heavy city. I'll be honest with you. But I saw like it's these like super like fucking tough broy dudes, and they're doubling on an e-scooter. Like, what more could you add to that situation to have two parallel? So I've been joking about it. Like, Edmonton's actually a more progressive place than people give it credit for.
Oh, yeah.
Doubling on scooters, doubling on a bike
dumb.
has
So
like an
dumb.
inherently like,
Yeah.
look at these guys.
Yeah.
One guy, anytime when one guy has to put his hands around the other, like when people are doubling on a scooter, it's like the scene of Titanic from Titanic, where it's just like,
It really is, because where does the front person put their arms, I guess? Or does the front person
I
steer?
think the front person steers, but the back person, the back person's
But then
embracing
because
them
the
from
front person, you'd be like so close to the handlebars, you'd
But
have like no.
a lot of them, like, I've noticed a lot of like chest forward when people are so they end up like with kind of this like
You do have to stand very like erect, so you look kind of just dorky no matter what,
Wow.
because the inherent pose to ride a scooter is
that's what I mean, and it's
Yeah.
all these like looking rights, man.
What do you think about dudes who ride behind the chick on motorcycles or on ski-doo or like sea-doos?
Well, gender roles, such and such, blah blah blah. It's different. I'll say that.
It looks terrible. It's really bad.
I've actually never seen
She
never
probably
seen that?
I
pays
don't
for
think I've
dinner
ever
too.
seen that.
with a guy on the back of a motorbike. I've like never seen.
You never seen
Yeah,
that?
kind of that reverse one. I mean, good for them. That's a very forward-thinking couple.
It's fair. It's 2019.
Yep.
In their mind, for sure. And that's great.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, is that how you get around? What about if your girlfriend had a motorbike and you were sitting in the sidecar? That's
Yeah.
probably the most.
Better.
That's probably the worst. The streamers getting in your face.
Streamers.
She would have streamers.
Yeah. The best part is if that's like your regular transport, and you're like, babe, hurry the hell up, I'm gonna be late, and then you go sit in a little, getting pissed off at her, but then you go sit there in the little
Like you don't
side.
have your license. So.
Yeah.
Sit in your side cart. Yeah, you got a bunch of Deweys. You got a bunch of Deweys, and you
That's
can't
the other
get
thing
to ride
about
in
the
side
e-scooters is it's like it was like a sign from the heavens for all these DUI having people that, like, you know what? I can use a motorized vehicle again.
Didn't somebody
No, but you
a
can
Dewey
get
on them?
DUIs on them because they
Yeah,
are a motorized
well,
vehicle.
just like bikes, but at the same time, it's like, I think you'd have to really the number of people on White Ave who have driven them drunk and the number of people who have gotten Deweys from driving them drunk on White Ave, it's probably zero.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's like
for
one
sure,
that they
for
would
sure.
go after. You probably have
It's
to be a
just
real
technically what the
jackass.
rules-
They're gonna install the breathalyzer on the fucking scooter.
They should. They
You
should.
just
One of the
walk
ones
up
where
and-
you have to like, ooh,
Well,
you have
and-
to do like a really deep breath.
Another example of like Edmonton being sort of just putting things in place and being like, I don't know. So in Edmonton,
I don't know.
they wanted bike lanes, we gave them. I don't know. I was supposed to plan. But like in Edmonton, they're so strict about like a bicycle cannot be on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Is the sign. But e-scooters couldn't be on the road. So bikes couldn't be on the sidewalk because,
But then they
it's bad.
switched it, right? Because
Well-
e-scooters was supposed to be the same rules as bikes. Like you're,
But there was different cities had
Oh,
different
yeah.
rules.
Yeah, yeah,
Edmonton,
yeah.
Edmonton's was sidewalk.
okay.
Which makes it's funny that like this motorized thing has to
Allowed.
be on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
and a bike, a pedal bike had to be on the street. It's the very backwards.
And then it's also, those rules are probably really strict on like busy roads. Because
Yeah.
how often do you cruise around your neighborhood on a bike and you're on the sidewalk or whatever, or you're, right? So,
I haven't had a bike in a long time.
yeah. I don't know.
Same.
I kind of harken back to
Got a
like,
fucking car, bro.
yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I
man.
did? I grew up.
yeah. Yeah, but like when I scootered around, like to my condo and stuff, I would kind of go on the sidewalks or road or whatever. It just
Well,
depends, right? So
I do not want those on the road. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
No way.
yeah,
That I was like, thank God they have the.
Yeah.
'Cause if you like legislated those onto the road,
no,
somebody's gonna die.
You're supposed to have them.
Well,
Bike
there-
lanes or the road.
There wasn't rules for them because we didn't
Right.
have them
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
They
yeah,
just
for sure.
came.
Yeah.
And so Calgary it was road, Edmonton it was sidewalk.
Oh,
I remember
okay,
they
yeah.
were discussing that there
Yeah.
was different because everyone's just sort of like, I don't fucking know. Should
Yeah, yeah.
should we put them on the? I don't know about the roads. I've seen hammered people driving them on the roads, but the wrong way on the roads.
Let the
But
Darwin
sadly,
Awards fall
sadly
where
they
may.
survived.
Let the Darwin Awards fall where they may.
I
Of
like
course, I
anything,
think they
it'll
will,
have
yeah.
like a novelty and then kind of level out. I
That's
think
what
they'll
I
be around more or less for forever, sort of thing, till hover scooters
Yeah.
replace them or whatever. So
It was nice that Edmonton put its own Edmonton kind of mark on it by like day one that they were in the city. Someone had them up on blocks and had taken the wheels and shit. Like someone threw them in the legislature pool.
One was like up in a tree on White Ave.
Yeah, someone
awesome. That's
someone
fucking
tried to
awesome.
throw them off
I
a
only-
high level bridge.
I heard about that, but I didn't like see it.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend saw like she was walking on the highway and it was like in the suicide barrier. It was like someone tried to like
What?
realistically, if that falls and hits somebody on the road below, like you're catching a charge if they find you.
And
Like,
it's
that's-
hooked to your credit card. Like it's pretty,
Yeah.
unless you got like a vanilla prepaid one.
I mean, you just pick it up and steal it. They're not that heavy.
Well, but
Oh, that's it, too.
I guess they were asking that, like, oh, so what if people steal them? Like, they can track all, even when the battery's off. I guess they could, so they would just be showing up to people's houses and being like, "Can I have a scooter back?"
Oh yeah.
And yeah, because you can't really use them.
Yeah.
Once it's
Well,
out of battery, then
Yeah, and then because they'll work as a normal scooter, I think. If
I don't think
you
so.
or no, they lock. They lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so.
Someone was going around the city blowtorching the displays.
Yeah, they would get someone like there was a
Are you
string of
fucking kidding
vandalisms
me?
where people were like lighting them on fire.
Who are we?
Yeah.
Just wait till the drone delivery bots come and we're shooting them out of the skies, bro.
Oh yeah.
Just wait, bro. Just
Yeah.
wait.
Is that a PS4?
yeah. You figure out a drone routes over your house. You're like,
Yeah.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
that's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
what's gonna
Calling
happen.
it right now.
Yeah.
Supposed to have that soon?
No.
Yeah.
It depends.
No,
I don't
they
know.
were
I feel
bringing
like
it into
they're,
like
like bringing it in.
the
It's like-
airport area.
It's on like the next.
Yeah, where drones are not supposed to fly.
I remember I read that and had the exact same thought.
What
like,
the fuck?
Yeah, but like their drones. It's like because they
It
probably
would be theirs, yeah.
if they're
Somebody's gonna
delivery
die.
ones, they probably wouldn't fly at a super high altitude, right? So
yeah.
For Amazon?
yeah, that's yeah.
They're gonna cut somebody's head off with those.
Oh,
things or
yeah.
Oh,
something.
for sure.
Yeah.
I hope it's me.
Yeah.
My knife set's here. I'll be the martyr in
But
our
that's why flying cars aren't a thing because
oh my god.
malfunction.
Ground cars
Fall.
are so bad.
I know.
Ground cars are bad enough, and then
Can
if
you
you
imagine?
add like imaginary lanes,
Yeah, add a third dimension to it.
Oh
Yeah.
dude.
No way.
Floating bike lanes, get out.
yeah. If you think Edmontonians hate cyclists as it is, well, you can tell there's floating bike lanes.
Goddamn cyclists.
yeah, exactly. God.
Malfunction. Fall from 100 feet up onto somebody.
Onto somebody.
Onto
Yeah,
somebody.
exactly. Or a house or something.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, you'll be in your indestructible Tesla, so you'll just have some broken
You'll be
windows.
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
you can just. If your car flips over, you just jump out and press Y or whatever.
Yeah.
And it flips
Yeah,
back
restart.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, life's about to get fucking crazy, I think, as far as that stuff.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like,
Getting to what we envision as like a futuristic society.
yeah,
I think.
I
for
said
sure.
this on Alex and I's last podcast, but I think our generation, like the first generation that will be submissive to robots probably, they'll treat us okay. Eventually they'll be like, fucking humans are the shits. Like, you know, I think each generation there'll be more like a slavey kind of thing, or a. But I think
Yeah.
we'll be like Tamagotchis or something at first. Like, look, we got I got a family right here. I got some humans.
The Jetsons.
I feed them. No, we're gonna no. The
No.
robots are gonna be the Jetsons.
Yeah.
We're gonna be this.
The pets.
They're all up in the sky. We're gonna be down and waiting for scraps. hoping a car falls out of the sky so we can sell its parts.
Please.
But we can't get to the U-Picket yard because it's way up in the sky. Life's about to get tough, boys.
Interesting take. Yes.
Well, I mean, like once we have self-driving cars, right? Our whole like infrastructure is going to be based on robots or computers talking to computers, and we're going to be like, yeah, I'm also part of it. Like, I'm driving.
Yeah, when
Like,
you
and
give your kid in the back seat like the fake steering wheel or
yeah,
whatever. So.
pretty soon everything that like most of our life is going to be like our computer talking to a different computer, and eventually they're going to say, "Fuck you, Jim."
Why is this guy in charge of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's going to be a couple generations from now. The first gen robots won't be as smart.
Yeah.
So we're going to survive. Future generations, I don't know, but we won't be here. So
Yeah. Fuck them, right?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
how dare you create robots to make humans eventually an underclass?
yeah. Honestly.
You stole our future.
Burn all the oil. I'm not going to be here in 70 years.
What do I
Exactly.
care? Yeah. Team now.
I'm 34. 70 years would be a good fucking run.
That would be a good run for
That'd be
sure.
a good
man.
run.
Just long enough to see the robots take over.
Yeah. Yeah. You saw like, I don't know, Super Nintendo all the way into
Yeah, exactly.
the Terminator for real.
I'll be telling people about a time before the internet
Yeah.
when you used to have to look at boobs on paper.
Yeah. Terrible.
There's just something about having the magazine in my
Yeah.
hands, you know?
Yeah. You had to
Tangible.
have sex with
Ownership.
real people and not just strangely accurate sex dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole renting of sex dolls is just a bridge too far for me, I think.
So far.
It's like I hope the sanitary
But
technology is keeping up with the sex doll
Yeah.
technology.
Or not, just to prevent that whole industry.
Well,
but
yeah.
there would be, because I mean, those, well, think about them now. They're like $2,000. And like, if you've ever seen photos of them, not that I have, but they're like,
I've seen them. I've
a
seen them
friend
on
of mine was telling me about
I was
it.
watching a television program.
a docu-series about them. But they look pretty darn good, but they're like $2,000 or $5,000 or whatever. So someone's gonna have the idea to make a business where you can rent like a sex
that's a
doll
real
brothel
thing.
for
It
sure.
That's a
exists.
legit. It
Yeah.
exists in
It exists.
Edmonton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it you?
It's real.
So I heard someone talk about this. Maybe
Yeah.
it was you guys. I don't
Yeah,
remember. Anyways.
They had flyers downtown,
Oh shit.
all out, like on all the poles and stuff. I remember
Man, you
thinking,
know
like,
what? I think the day that I do that is the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, here's my question about it though.
Look
'cause
up the Edmonton one if they're still around.
I saw something recently where it was like these guys who they were essentially their partners were these sex dolls. Okay, here they are at dinner together. What does that look like before and after? Is he picking her up? And
I can tell you it's very quiet at least.
well, yeah. And you would say $2,000, $4,000 in this. So in these future relationships, you pay up front.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But
I get it.
yeah, are you?
They probably have a mute button
But
too.
does it say
Yeah.
like where it
Oh,
is?
yeah.
Is it still there? Like does it have? No.
You would hope so. They're made by men. I would
Yeah,
think.
you would hope they'd have a mute.
But like
button.
when you're walking down the street with your sex, are you like Weekend at Bernie's holding it up?
It has sunglasses.
That's what I mean when you talk about here it is having dinner with it. Is he okay? We're done with dinner, honey. Like
And also,
Fireman
to that
lift
point,
back to the car?
that point, yeah, aren't they like over 100 pounds? Like it's close to a real human
yeah.
female's
So
weight.
what?
Like
I'm
that would be-
concerned. What's
yeah.
the transportation of these devices?
You're like trying to drag it onto the bus. You're like, oh, hang on, sir, don't start driving away.
Can you get one of those on a plane? Do you think?
Human females weigh 100 pounds?
That's why Josh stopped with human females a long time ago. my new female is fiberglass. She's very light.
I have the new, the new
35 pounds.
yeah.
The I woman 10.
Yeah, yeah. Could you?
Oh,
I
dude,
wonder,
you're still
but
fucking
there's
a
gonna
five?
be, there's gonna be,
Get that upgrade, bro.
yeah. I mean, they just make new ones every year for money. Like they don't make it change any features.
I don't buy them. I just lease them.
Has a mileage limit.
Rent to own.
Rent to own.
But that whole thing is so bizarre to me because like what
But there's going to be someone who tries to take it on a plane and will be like, no,
Yeah.
no, this doesn't quantify as your personal item.
They'll
My
be
emotional
You need to
space.
buy it a ticket as well, right?
Oh, no.
It's literally a carry-on because the bitch can't walk.
Or a guy. There's male sex dolls too. That's
Now, I would be
I
curious.
don't think there are,
I don't
to
think,
be honest with you.
I would be very interested to learn that there were, because like, what the fuck would be the point? Actually, I guess you could lay it on the ground and fuck it if you're a girl, but like, they have way cooler toys and things.
Did you guys see that? You know they have the ones where it's like it's just the butt, like it's a little bit of thigh and a little bit of waist, but it's mostly just the butt. I saw, but like there's a butt to it. It's not just the it's from here to here of a chick, right? Like bent over, but one washed up on a beach one time, and there's a picture of it. Like it's so funny because you can tell it's been in the maybe it was a stage photo, but it looked like had been in the ocean for a while and had
Looked like it'd been
authentically
used pretty well.
used.
Had some fucking barnacles
Had
on
the
it.
tide, yeah, kind of had its way with it, and then it was just laying on a beach. It was such a funny
Tide
photo.
had
Yeah,
its way with it.
yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
I don't remember where I saw it, but it was
A bunch
funny.
of fish fucking the shit out of
Yeah,
this fake
exactly.
woman's
Yeah.
butt.
Yeah.
Like, I
Living in it. There's a fucking eel in
There's
there.
like a hermit crab in there.
crabs.
Jim Kerr, everyone. That's our episode.
Oh my god, it is fucking crazy though. Like, good on these people for finding a thing that fulfills them or whatever. But
Yeah.
like when they're sitting at a table, I can sort of envision it. But it's all the other like dragging it up a staircase. Like what? There must be a lot of parts where you can't
there's the
suspend your
in-between
disbelief anymore.
where you're like, yeah.
Like when
That's
you
funny.
have to plug her in at the end of the night, you're like, she's my girlfriend.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
ah.
Oh, I forgot to charge her.
Yeah. Well, guess I'm going out with the boys tonight.
Never mind, boys. My plans fell through, so.
Yeah, wife's at home just recharging, She's had a rough week. Literally recharging.
But I don't know, man. Those will be like
And
any. like,
having to clean it, I just thought of.
yeah. What do you do?
I wouldn't clean that.
You wouldn't clean it.
You
I'm
honestly,
gonna wear a dome, like.
I'm gonna wait till the 2.0 version where it's.
I'm gonna wait till marriage, bro.
So the self-cleaning dishwasher. That's basically. It's the self-clean setting.
Yeah, exactly. Or
put it
like
in
an
the shower,
oven
hit the
where it has
button.
the yeah.
It goes-
Yeah. Perfect.
And what if she breaks? Like,
Yeah, is there gonna be a like eye store for for that? And then you walk past in the mall, it's just a bunch of like greasy dudes carrying their sex
Black
doll.
Friday looks like a horrible like
Yeah.
kidnap.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, I mean,
Do I get a loaner model while you're repairing
Yeah.
this one?
Yes.
Like a loaner phone.
Yeah.
At what
exactly.
point does it become like very mainstream? That's
I don't think it will.
Exactly.
To be honest with
Exactly.
you, I don't think it will ever.
I don't know.
It'll be
I
Well,
think
here's the
I
thing.
don't think
In
so,
in parts of the world where the male to female ratio is like insanely off, like China, places like that, I could sort of see it.
it's pretty popular like over in Japan right now.
I was about to say like Japan, Korea, etc.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
get me
they never
started.
have weird stuff over there.
Yeah.
Finally, they're getting into the weird stuff, weird sexual
Yeah.
stuff space.
When I saw the rental thing in downtown Edmonton, I just thought,
Yeah.
like,
Where was it? Do you know? Do you remember?
Guys, come on.
Yeah. Where did the ad say it was?
I used my GPS and it took me all over the place.
I was just curious if it had like an address or something.
It probably did.
Yeah,
I think I took a picture of it at some point,
Yeah.
but I remember just thinking like, wow,
This is where we are. Yeah.
who are the people that are doing this?
Who's pitching that startup to like VCs or
Yeah,
whatever? Right?
who's being the second user of one of these?
Yeah.
Like that's going to be the person that learns if
Yeah.
the sanitary technologies.
New places are always busy the first couple weeks. I'm gonna wait to go.
That's right.
Start the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right? So
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a lineup. You're like,
would not want to see that lineup. Dudes have like trench coats and sunglasses and yeah.
like that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And like wait till you get into the fetishes and stuff where
There's a whole market.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be weird.
I
Probably
More
time, honestly.
chicks for me.
no, they're obsolete at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They can't
I
compete.
got skip the dishes.
They can't compete, bro.
I got a robot.
Yeah.
I got a self-driving car.
Yeah. I don't have to leave my house ever.
Yeah, exactly. Amazon drone delivery.
Yeah. I just got Amazon Prime and I've been
Is it worth it?
well, I like bought a few things and now I just feel like I'm like what fucking should I buy? Like this is sick. But also I have a bit about how everyone's like, "Oh, Amazon, they treat their workers like slaves. That's terrible." You know? Like they treat their workers horribly and I just, I'm for workers' rights. And then it's like, "Would you like a free month of Amazon Prime?" One day delivery, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, they treat them like slaves. That's terrible. Like, one day delivery. How did they do that? They must work them like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But everyone acts so uppity about like, oh, sweatshops are terrible. But like, if we checked all the labels in this room,
Yeah. Let's not look into that.
and if we had to pay full actual market price
Oh,
for
yeah.
some of these things, no.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Exactly. It's why microwaves were like $3,000 in the 70s or whatever. Right? So.
Yeah, I mean, like it's worth it for that because sometimes you can wait like, oh, it's like 5 business days. It's like I'm ordering it on Saturday and it fucking better be here by Sunday,
Well, like once
Yeah.
and it is.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're like,
wild. Yeah,
wow.
it's crazy.
once they have the facility here, you can order something, it'll be at your house within like 2 hours.
That's my other favorite thing is people are like, Amazon's such a terrible company, and then they pick outside of Calgary to do a warehouse, and we're like, yes, people know who we are. Like we're on the map.
Yeah.
New York has one too.
Yeah.
It's like that's not that cool, but
Not the same.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the stories you hear, like I heard one recently where someone died. Oh, I thought that was a different. I was like, my God.
Someone just kicked the... Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I thought you ripped a tooth there. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
holy hell.
Jesus,
And
that's
because you were
so
looking
loud.
right in my eyes too.
It's like that one,
was pretty
that
good.
one,
It's like
a
that one
baby.
guy on CNN who just farted
Yeah,
mid-sentence
yeah.
and tried to act like he didn't. He has the tiniest shit-eating grin,
Yeah,
but
and
like
he
they
he raises a little
he
bit.
kind of does this and like shuffles.
It's like, well, the
You don't
Trump
ever-
impeachment stuff is very bad, and what I was gonna.
You don't ever just like go on one cheek while you...
Oh yeah,
all
and
the
you're
time.
you're expecting it to be fine, and then it's not.
Yeah, but it's so fucking funny, man. Oh,
So
God.
yeah, at Amazon, at one of their fulfillment centers, someone died on the floor, and they didn't notice for like 20, 30 minutes, and everyone had to keep working while they just like dragged the body away.
Oh,
Like
Jesus, I
that
didn't-
shit is crazy.
Wow, I didn't
because
hear that.
it's intense. It'll
They
be like
are all about their like
it's
times
down
and-
to the
yeah.
second where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're at your
this
station.
many hour.
They need a
per hour.
basketball. They're 15 seconds away, so you fucking better be back here in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Like it's intense.
and like
So far, the evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat.
yeah, see, it's
he does the micro pause.
he doesn't really skip. He kind of skips a beat like verbally, but his body movements like the Trump the evidence is going to show that because he's kind of bobbing in tune to it.
But it's so funny that they both just keep going.
Oh.
Like, oh man.
Oh man, so
Yeah.
good, and I love that makes me laugh as hard as it does.
Oh, yeah.
That just really makes me
yeah.
smile as a person because like I would hate to be so serious that I was like that is immature.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I hear it and I'm dying of laughter. It was popping around the office the morning it like went viral or whatever, and you just hear like pockets of laughter. Like send
Oh,
it to
yeah.
someone, wait for the like.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
That is so good.
But anyways, back to the Amazon cruelty or whatever. Well, or supposedly what they do is, it's not that they don't let you use the bathroom. It's that they put the bathroom so far away from where you work that you can't realistically go to the bathroom without getting behind on the next hour's orders or whatever.
Right.
Huge, because like
It's like 900 football fields or whatever the hell.
Well, it's a place you can get
Fire
everything.
me.
Yeah.
Just fire me.
I work at
Yeah.
the one here, and like
I would drop trout and do it on the fucking conveyor belt, bro.
10 minutes to walk.
Same. I would box it to someone. Here's your PlayStation and my poop.
Yeah, exactly.
Help me! Written in shit.
Such a big building though, like it's wild.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos probably he probably has no idea that it's here.
Why would he?
Yeah.
He's
Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
no idea.
Fire me.
fire me.
Fire me.
So on that cheery note, we're
Yes.
at about 2 hours. So
Nice.
Plug yourself.
Go plug yourself.
go plug yourself, Jim. Where can people find you?
people
What do
can
you do?
People can find me at Kerzy, Kerrzy on Instagram, or at Yeg Stand Up, or at the Valley City.
Very nice.
I've an obscene amount of things that I'm part of right now, but those are the main ones.
Yeah.
The Valley City
Perfect.
is music, Yeg Stand Up is obviously comedy, and Kerzy is where I post lovely selfies.
And you have a podcast that you co-host
That's right.
with our buddy.
Our buddy Alex Fortin.
Buddy Alex Fortin.
Scrambled YEGs. You can find that all the places you can find this, probably.
So you have like
except SoundCloud.
5 Instagram accounts you're probably working on with, eh?
I've got like because I have the Dead Baby Bear podcast is one I produce with two hilarious comics.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I have that account. I have, it's
Okay.
a little bit stupid. And then,
So
then
you-
like all the same on Facebook.
And you do their like social as well
I,
for that?
I
or-
like sort of do their
Oh,
social
okay,
because
yeah.
I haven't like fully put myself behind as far as doing their promotion, but I'll like take pictures while the show's on. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But Yeg Stand Up and Kerzy are my kind of main ones.
Nice.
Cool, man.
Awesome. Where do you have like, because this doesn't come out for like a week, but you have like regular shows, right? People can find you.
Station on Jasper every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And on December 18th, we'll be having a Christmas party, like an orphan office Christmas party kind of a deal, you know? We'll
I like it. That's right up our alley.
We'll have DJs, we'll have comedy, we'll have a few local hip-hop musicians. I'll be doing comedy and music.
Oh.
Or maybe Santa Claus will be doing comedy, and
Yeah.
I'll be doing music.
I was about to say, is Santa gonna rap? Or
Maybe that can be what takes me to the next level.
There you go.
rapping Santa?
Jim and his ho-ho-hos. Could be my video girls.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks
thanks
for
for coming
coming.
on,
We
man.
appreciate it.
That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.